To the Monday night online open mic presented by the New Rican Poets Cafe. I'm your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Wordz, and this is show number 19, our 19th Monday night online open mic. The first 25 to sign up are guaranteed a slot. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So if you want to join us here on Zoom, the number is 279-995-364. I'm going to say it later on again, so make sure you get your pen and paper. 279-995-364. So tonight we have our theme is dreams. Now, usually most of the community, they have poems prepared for dreams. In case you don't have a poem prepared for the theme, don't worry about it. It is all good. Those who have signed up, and we're going to call, you have 4 minutes to do your poem or your poems. If you could get 2 poems in 4 minutes, cool. But please respect it, because we do have 25 people who are guaranteed to perform. We want to make sure that we get to all of them. So tonight, our producer is the man with the best hair in the game, Jason Quinones. I appreciate Jason. He does a lot of work at the New York, not just online, but offline. Jason Quinones. So, of course, we have to thank the people who've made this possible. We'd like to thank the NEA, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can support us with a tax-deductible donation at nuyorican.org/contribute, or via Cash App. You go to New Yorican Poets Cafe. So I don't want to waste too much time. I think that I've gotten to everything, mentioned everything. Also, after our poets are done performing, we like to unmute everyone so that they could clap and give it up for them. So when I unmute you, you should be able to see an option there if you want to be unmuted. Make sure you do so that when you clap, we can actually hear you. So once again, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, and you want to join us on Zoom, 279-995-364. Make sure those of you who are on Zoom also open up the chat, because that is where I'm going to tell you who is coming up next. I like to put who the next 5 are so that they can be ready. So I think I covered everything, and I really want to get into it right away. And I know that our first poet, I'm familiar with him because normally he is on the Thursday night online open mic with La Bruja, and he's coming from Japan, and that is Poetic. Or is it Poet.q? Let's see, I'm gonna unmute you. You should be able to unmute yourself, brother.
Oh, thanks.
What's going on? So is it Poetic or Poetic Q?
Hey, Poetic.
Poetic. Okay, awesome, man.
Oh, I got the debut on Monday nights. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming, man. Like I said, I've seen your stuff on Thursday. This is going to be a real treat. I'm really excited. So without further ado, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to let you do your thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, today's theme is dream. So I got the idea from the ancient Chinese philosopher Zhanzi, the butterfly dream. So now I'm making the new poem movie. So please watch. Butterfly, butterfly dream. Butterfly, butterfly dream. I was a firm believer. Master and Kashapa were lovers. That's why Kikomasi in the second chapter, I could read his scriptures later. Such a fucking believer. So when I returned to secular, soon make love with a wife of big trader. So I was drawn and caught out, madame. But I purposely very good. I purposely very good. I purposely very good. I purposely. Next was born a macaque. In a tough war, my father was cut off. Then put on a sexual ship and karoshi. Oh no. Next up, stop fighters. I gotta kick over here. But a good time won't last forever, madame. Next was born a blind maiden. In a civil war, humiliated by terrorists. Damn! Soon after, I became a nun. Butterfly, butterfly, team, butterfly. I butterfly, team, butterfly. I butterfly, team, butterfly. I butterfly. You see, madame, you're the only one who listens to me well. I so appreciate your kindness. Can I talk to you more, madame? Then I was born with weak eyes, but a bookish boy. In primary school was praised for my poetry. I published my first book at the age of 20. And 40 years later, won the Nobel Prize. Camera beauty, younger than me. She said, don't get you important, honey. Her name is you, Madame Butterfly. Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. Butterfly, butterfly. Butterfly, butterfly. Butterfly, butterfly. Santo is a butterfly. Butterfly, butterfly is a Santo. Butterfly. Either way, it doesn't matter. Butterfly. No use fighting over differences. Butterfly, butterfly tree. Butterfly, butterfly tree. Butterfly, butterfly tree. This angel's life is like a butterfly tree.
Give it up for Poet Talk. Unmute yourself and clap for him.
Always killing it. Bah, 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 bah.
Hey. Oh my God, how did I get up there, baby?
I'm so happy that we got him here on Monday night with us. Let me unmute him real quick. Okay, you should be able to unmute yourself. There you go. Poet Talk, where can the people find you online?
Yeah. This is my YouTube channel, Poet Talk. If you want to watch movie again, please check my channel. Thanks, everybody. That's what I want to say is no use fighting over differences. We are all human. No use fighting over differences. Thanks.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you joining us on the Monday night. Always something different with this dude. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the energy he gives on Thursday. I'm glad he's adding it here on Monday. Make sure you come back, brother. Okay, next coming up is Tulika Dugar, but I didn't see a Tulika. If you are here, send me a message because I do not see you here on Zoom in the list. Hit me up with a message and I will get back to you. So, because I can't find Tulika, Alexander Goldberg. Where is Alexander? I saw his name. I know he's got to be here. Alexander. Well, I see him, but his camera's not on. Let me unmute him. Alexander, yes. You there?
I am here. For some reason, my camera doesn't work.
Okay, okay, no problem. We can hear you loud and clear, man. How are you?
I am good, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. You ready to get into it?
Yes, I am ready.
Go ahead, brother.
The classic of Russian poetry, the great statesman of the times of Empress Catherine the Great.
Wait, Alexander, hold on. You're gonna have to speak up just a little bit louder. Okay?
All right, can you hear me now?
Oh, I hear you perfectly. I wanted to make sure we hear you before you got going. Go ahead.
All right, thank you so much. I'm starting. Okay. The classic of Russian poetry, the great statesman of the times of Empress Catherine the Great, Gavrila Derzhavin wrote, I am the Tsar, I am a slave, I am a worm, I am God. On decay with my body in dust, I command thunders with my own mind. My poem is called, My Dreams Are My Wealth. That's it for me. I have to stop. Tonight my journey ends. I'm dreamed of getting to the top, but not with broken legs. So if you want me to go on, just promise me and say, you'll eat my flesh and burn my bones if I die on the way. There were so many dreams I've had of sailing far away, but then I realized I'm afraid it won't be done today. I dreamed to find the girl I met. She left to distant shore. I tried to search but couldn't get the details about her. I have a dream to quit my job, a dream to leave this town, discover island in the world that hasn't yet been found. I have a dream, but I don't have the money or the plan. I can't just go. I need to save enough before I can. My memories, they take me back when I look at the sea. I think of time I lost my dad, whom I still dream to see. I have adventures in my soul. My life is such a bore. I have a dream to see the world. I'm dreaming to explore. I dream to make my own decisions, not the ones in script. I dream, it is my life. I dream of being in control of it. See my monumented dreams, my poems read out loud, and people greet me in the streets. They carry me around. I've been on Netflix all my life, and I became insane. I dream to turn off all the lights so I can dream again.
Alexander Goldberg, let me unmute.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Mr. Alexander Goldberg, always bringing it with the rhythm and the history lesson. I love it. Alexander, where can the people find you?
Facebook is Alexander Goldberg 35. Instagram is Gorbensky, and Twitter Go15.
Awesome. Hey, Alexander, how long have you been writing for?
I've been writing for about 16 years.
Awesome. So does all of your stuff rhyme, or have you ever written stuff that necessarily doesn't rhyme?
Usually, I try to rhyme most of my poetry. That unlike rhymes, that's my style.
Yeah. No, it has a rhythm to it. I love it. So yeah. I appreciate it. That's what I wanted to ask. I don't know if I ever asked that. So Alexander, I appreciate you. Please put your info into the chat as well. Okay, brother?
Yes, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alexander Goldberg, representing Los Angeles, California. So anyone who may have joined us late, this is the Monday night online open mic. We do this every Monday. For those of you who are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, and you want to join us on Zoom, you can. The number is 279-995-364. Again, the number is 279-995-364. And we're going to stay in California, and we're going to go with Mr. Tesusomo. Let me unmute him. There we go. Brother, how are you this evening?
I'm good. Can you hear me today?
Yeah. It's just a little low, so you may project your voice a little bit. Just a little low, but we can hear you. And I love your background, by the way. So
thank you, sir. I have two pieces on the topic of dreams. And the first one is, there's both short. So the first one titled Organo Gordo, Big Cactus. Monstrous pitchfork pitching the wind, a wolf screaming in a barren sea. Silence is sown in every woman's womb. It is Doña Marina holding back her tears. The roots bulge above the humid red clay. The fallen thorns sink like bones in the flesh. The green grass covers the prickly threads. This is the crown we inherit from head to head. He's 6 years old, barefoot, hungry, tender feet, not ready for a Wisace bed. Yet he hovers above the ground like a hummingbird collecting nectar. He's Don Quixote with a 15-meter bamboo shoot lancing at a windmill. He fetches from up high the prickly fruit borne at the prongs tips. He plops on the ground and splits the pitaya in two. His fingers scoop up the red, black seeded fruit. There are red stains around his lips. He smiles. He is a thief collecting the jewels from the eyes of Quetzalcoatl. That was number one. And then this one is the second short piece titled Diaphanous Dreams. Let a dreamer have a lucid dream. His open soul, a running stream. An ocean opens wide, feel the gentle tides. A mastless ship rocking in a silent lullaby. Hear the hellish sound of tempered sigh, risen fog stuck like cellophane images spilling through veins. The wail of a siren in the distance, in her agony, her song is persistent. She wades in the valley of my breast, drinks deeply and fades to rest. Mysterious priestess, isomorphous siren, Delphi's Pythian, prophecies I tyrant, grail of dreams is Apollo's sword, Delilah, water nymph, the ship you cannot board. Lady Macbeth, wash me clean, use your hands, not your scales, serpentine. Xochipilli, lend me your plume feathers for a mast. La Llorona is the anchor I cannot cast. Succubus sitting by my nipple, sending fear in waves and ripples. Sink your vipers in this heart, explode this flesh apart. I've seen many dreamers die, quoth she, her breath an icy breeze, her scales twitch, I bleed. They were all a different race and creed. I've also seen many travelers speak of wisdom, glory, and honor. She didn't remain inside, numbness settled from the siphon of life. Alexander the Great conquered Eurasia. She yells, she stretches, and seems rather gracious. Yet he died of a common fever. She laughs forcefully, my skin quivers. Rimbaud, my oarsman, I'm the mode. Steer the sinking drunken boat. Land ho! I see the sins of Jesus. Strangely, the Nile seems to please us. By your glittering eye and tingling larynx, what god and goddess are wedless? Oh my, I'm on a fruitful quest. I want to know if you're a man or a just. I spoke out loud in a murky tone. How does one earn your throne? Will you judge me in substance or on form?
Give it up for Mr. Tesosomo. Clap for him. I think I have to agree with what Diane Ward said. She said whimsical and magical. Awesome, awesome. Mr. Tesosomo, where can the people find you online?
At Gashes 2019, and I'll post it on the chat. And thank you everybody for all your great feedback, and I appreciate everybody immensely.
Thank you. That is Mr. Tesosomo from California. See, I've been getting that right, man. In the beginning, I kept saying he was from Texas. I don't know why, but I've been getting it right, from California. Okay, now we are moving to West Virginia. I think it's West Virginia, not Virginia, West Virginia. And I'm loving her getup. I think that's a bow. I don't know what you would call it. That is Miro. What would you call that?
I would call that rocking my Hermes scarf because I can't wear it anywhere else, so I might as well wear it on the Nuyorican.
Well, I love it. It's popping. It's popping. So
I'm
loving it. And this is your, I know this is your third time with us, but your second time reading, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. I'm excited to hear you again. Go ahead, Miro.
Thank you. All right, so I stuck with the theme this time. So a year ago, I had a dream, and when I woke up, the words, "the end of color," just stayed in the front of my mind. So the dream was called "The End of Color," and over a year later, I wrote a poem sort of based on that. And then I have another poem that's not really a dream, it's based on an emotional experience I had with a tree in Scotland. So it kind of, anyway, so the first one is called "The End of Color." The end of color began yesterday, decades ago, when they knew, had the facts, but didn't act. The temperature rose again, Another scorcher enveloped the planet in a cozy blanket of annihilation, yet we continue sowing the seeds of our own ruination. Time is running out for hypotheticals, not if for much longer, but when. When does it all go down? When does the last tree hit the ground? When do the cities drown? When do we stop messing around with the only home we've ever known and set our minds right? Listen to Mother Nature's plight. Pay attention to the buzzards in flight, circling closer to the desert we've created. Dull sand, cracked earth, rust, dust. We're sunk, an atmosphere choked with junk. Gray skies for days over vegetation set ablaze from the stifling heat. Nothing to eat, nothing to inspire. The artist turned hunter, the teacher turned warrior. The end of color is happening now and will go on for as long as we allow, until the dullness of destruction and the stress of obliteration permeates every last crevice of this place we call home. Until one day, a blast of desert wind unearths the last remnants of a lonely garden gnome, to remind us of the whimsy we took for granted and all the colors that should have kept us enchanted. So that's number one. Number two is called The Scots Pine. Lean against the Scots pine, close my eyes, breathe, and think back to simpler times. Before the world got complicated, before the atmosphere was so polluted, when trees could be left to grow in peace and Mother Nature could carry on impartially in perfect harmony, before cameras came to capture it all for international TV. Under the comfort of a newly budding canopy, under the pine, tall and fine, melting into this tree, strong, sturdy, supporting me, like father's arms there to lift, encourage, my soul nourished by the noise of the outdoors, winds whispering through branches, insects doing their work by inches, fungi spreading, decomposing, and me, pouring my imperfect humanity into this pine, this tree, that's seen it all before, it knows. I feel the ancient wisdom pulsating from its core. Connection, healing, another breath, a moment before returning. Thank you.
Give it up for Miro. Unmute yourself and clap.
Woo! Thank you.
Representing West Virginia. Let me unmute Miro one more time. You should be able to unmute yourself now, Miro. There we go.
Hi.
Where can the people follow you and find your work online?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram, Miro Reads Books. So I'll put that in the chat. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Miro. I appreciate you joining us again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
That was Miro, like I said, representing West Virginia. Next coming up is Monique McPherson, who is from the UK, and she usually stays up very late for us, but I don't see her online. Monique, if you are here and I am missing you, send me a message so that we can get to you, but I don't see her right now. So we are going to go to the lady in red, the apple of my eye, Catherine. You should be able to unmute yourself, Catherine.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. How are you doing? You feeling good this week?
I'm feeling much better, thank you for asking. And I wrote about a dream I had. Should I start?
Nice. Get ahead.
Dream, 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 dream. My dreams are like cages. I'm either trapped inside one that's a total nightmare, or I break free and soar up to the skies leading to heaven. Last night I had a dream state meeting up with my guides. I have 3 of them, and they are all really hot younger men. But it isn't sexual. No, it's never sexual. They do represent something fun, but it's a spiritual connection. They are my brothers and my best friends. In this particular dream, I went with my alcoholic mother out at night and with someone else, I can't quite remember who. My mother wanted a drink and I wanted a coffee, so we ended up going to an open air cafe somewhere in Amsterdam. I went up to the counter and ordered a double cap with foam, extra thick, please. And I noticed 2 of my guides were working behind the coffee counter. They were happy to see me again, which made me feel deliriously warm inside. Who needed a cap? Then another man came up to stand next to me and I realized I also knew him. He was my 3rd guide and it was amazing and special to see all of them together again. These 3 guides often come into my dream states. At first, I thought they were old boyfriends or perhaps new boyfriends to come, and that was always a bit disappointing as I never got any of their romantic love. They were always happy to see me and they recognized me, but nothing ever happens. And I couldn't understand what was wrong with me, that they didn't love me back in the ways I thought I needed, in the ways I thought I wanted. They continued to remain mysterious, unattainable, and I was just never good enough. But now in this dream, I finally realized their true roles in my life. And even though I might not always be able to understand or interpret their knowledge and guidance they are there to impart to me, I now also know they are on my side and unconditionally love me. Oh, to be young again. I'd take my 40s or even 50s, please, and to be able to find and hang out with such cool, hip, spiritual men. Thank you.
Give it up for Catherine. Unmute yourself. Give it up for her.
Okay. Find me. My website, I finally got this bigger so you can actually read it.
Okay, hold on, Catherine. Let me unmute you one more time. Unmute yourself so that we only hear your voice.
Okay. Here's where you can find me. And if you go to my website, catherinebadan.com, I got all the links to my Facebook and my music SoundCloud and my, what's the other one? YouTube spoken word on the bottom of each page. So check me out and I'll check you out. Thank you for letting me.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, don't be checking them out too hard now, Catherine, all right?
I'm multidimensional. I am attracted to many different types, but you're at the top of the list, bro.
Okay, then we good. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you, Catherine. I love the energy you bring every time. Thank you so much. That was Catherine. Make sure that you go check her out. I love this woman's energy. I love when she's on. And then, of course, the whole chat's going off like, oh, she's dreaming about other men. It's just dreams. Okay, next coming up, we had to bump her up a little bit because she's got to run to work. And that is Roz. Let me unmute Roz. There she goes.
Hey, guys.
How you doing, Roz?
I'm okay. Trying to get this in before I gotta head out. Thank you so much for bumping me up and thank you guys. This one is called Dreams, Theme Parks, and New Beginnings. I knew your vibe hit me differently when I'd wake up mad over nightmares of losing you. Guess I should have known the minute I called them nightmares. Different is home for me, uncharted territory for you. I'm surprised anytime my style seems to splish and splash you, and you call it refreshing. You smirk at the wild ride that is dating me, and I'm happy to welcome you to my island of adventure. You may be surrounded by other rides, yet you choose to stay in line for the roller coaster ride every time. 6 Flags, and you say not one of them is a red flag. My insecurities scream, challenge accepted. When you say that I don't scare you, in the back of my mind, I think maybe not yet. Feels like a dream. I hope I don't regret letting you in and Disneyland on my ass after letting you take me to your magic kingdom. This girl never liked Disney princess movies. I was a Lion King girl. Yet here you are, turning my nightmares into dreams. Dreams of you and me, but I'll hold that secret beneath my tongue, call it a muse never sprung, because not I. You're sweet like Hershey as you park your fingers between mine. Your smile, my ray of sunshine. You asked to make me yours officially. I kept my cool and applauded your bravery and your ability to dissipate my nightmares and turn dreams I never even knew I had into my sweet reality. Walls around my heart came crumbling down. I'm dreaming with my eyes open, Don't wake me up. I'm yours now, sir. Don't fuck it up. And that's it.
Give it up for Roz.
Yeah. Woo!
Good boy.
Roz representing the Bronx. She had a couple of quotables in there. Roz, make sure before you leave you check the chat so you can see the quotes. So let the good people know where they can find you, Roz.
Thank you guys so much. You can find me at Through Her Big Brown Eyes on Instagram. I'm also working on updating my website, throughherbigbrowneyes.com. And that is all, guys. Thank you so much for this. And thanks, Advocate, for everything.
Course. No problem. That is Roz representing the Bronx. And now she's got to go to work soon and leave us. But I appreciate her being able to get her in. Those of you who are interested in signing up, when you want to sign up for the online open mic on Mondays, you would go to nuyorican.org, click on full events calendar, and you would be able to sign up for the date that you want. Today, our list is closed. So if you want to sign up for next Monday, the open mic list opens Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Go to nuyorican.org. Then you click on full events calendar and you would click on the date. I think it's August 17th is the next Monday. Next Monday, there is no theme. So go wild. Every now and then, I don't want to have a theme. I just want to let you guys feel whatever you're feeling and you just see where the community goes. Also, those of you who are watching on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and you want to join us on Zoom, the number is 279-995-364. Once again, 279-995-364. And next, coming up from Denver, Colorado, is Mr. Michael Sindler. Michael, how are you this evening?
Hey, doing good. Welcome from Denver. And one great thing about Denver, right about 4 blocks down this way, we have the Clyfford Still Museum, which we got like 90-something% of like everything Clyfford Still ever painted. We're really blessed that way. So I spend a lot of time in that space with these giant canvases and just, you know, just really feeling one with them. And so this is something for Clyfford Still, and it's called Clyfford Still Life. And it's in 3 parts. I am the paper. I am the line. I am the creator. I am the time. I am the ink, the blood, the paint, the pigment, the soft shadow of lead and charcoal. I am the goal. I am the image. I am the history. I am the future. I am what is left. I am the conduit to feeling, the conductor of emotion, the archaeology, the architecture of memory. I am the object of desire. I'm the object of despair. I'm the object of illumination, the moment of dissolution. See me. Know me if you dare. I am the breath, the scent that lingers in the air. I am the thought, the signal. I am the message and messenger. I will never return. I will always be here. 2. From the root of realism, I become something new, scraped and scrawled and layered. I play games of light and form within myself. From the root of thought, I grow in the dark in the harsh light of bare studio space. I grow on the flat surface of sky, landscape, and canvas, on paper, on stone. I grow remote. I grow alone. I am something different, a new way of looking, of seeing. I am evolving into a new way of being. I am inevitable, though I am not what you are seeking. I start from the same place of creation with a distant, different destination. I ask you, have we together reached it in your singular estimation? We journey together, maker, made, manifest, viewer, collaborator, audience, finishing the sentence. 3. Are you still human after all the distortion, the breaking down into mechanics, the tearing up of the expected into a composition within which but a shadow lingers of your body and your face. Are you still here with me in this dream? This recreated, reverberated, semaphoric symbol, your labored, heavy breathing, your heaving body, now expressing self through space and shape and form, an image of a poem, forlorn, but never again alone. Thank you.
Michael Sindler, let me unmute everyone. Hold on. Give it up for Michael. Clap, clap, clap.
Amazing. Amazing.
Mr. Michael Sinclair, let me unmute Michael. And I think I could hear Chance's kids in the back acting up. Michael, where? Oh, yeah, that's right. You have no social media, but would you like to?
Okay. Yes, I still have absolutely nothing going on social media, but for once, actually, Thursday night, 5 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock your time, assuming you're East Coast, 4 o'clock for you West Coast people. There's this local theater company, Ruddy Duck Theater, and they're doing their stuff on Zoom right now, and they're going to be doing one of my little one-act play of mine along with some other stuff. So I just put their Facebook page up there. So if you want to go check it out on Zoom and see this little tiny play I wrote.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Mr. Michael Sindler. Make sure you do put that stuff into the chat. Next, coming up, her first time on the Monday Night Online Open Mic, although she has been here, it's her first time sharing, and that is Sam Park. Sam, where are you located?
So I'm actually in Brooklyn right now. Yes, just moved here.
Oh, okay. When did you move? You moved before the pandemic?
Yeah, like to Brooklyn, it's been like a month now, and like New York, I've been here for about like a year, a little bit over now.
Okay.
Yeah, so the poem that I wanted to share, I was so inspired actually from like last week's reading. Then I heard there was a theme and it just kind of sparked something in me. So this is Unsummoned Dream. Okay. 2:06 a.m. I don't think I'll be sleeping again. I'm tangled in the mazes of my mind without an end, and I'm breathing kind of hard, looking at the stars, shooting thought to thought as the doubt fills up my heart. I've been thinking it's a shame, because I've been thinking about fame, and I know it's different just to be needed, but the burden feels the same. I've been looking at the ceiling, I've been staring at my walls, I've been checking for messages that will never come, and still it's not my consciousness that takes the fall, and my temples feel really tender. Then I can't help remember how your touch had the power to make my body shake or surrender to the sleep that I now lack, to the clarity that I once had, to the hope I cling to just like a ring on a finger. Now, how do you propose? I've been feeling comatose, but my mind is still running miles a minute, catching up to the moment the last time you said you had to go. And if I could just take that time, trace down the line to the moment you set the expectation that I would be just fine without you saying bye, satisfying yourself with a lie that we both saw and never addressed, but now I'm the one left to lie here alone in this mess, hanging back with the ghost of you and the ghost of what I knew and the truths that I keep finding underneath my sleeping mask that's only physically blinding. And so of course I'm losing sleep, trying to find the answers that you keep. I swear I usually look before I leap. I'm aware that what I sow is what I will reap, but even a hint would be the key that unlocks your psyche to answer my questions so I can finally rest in peace, and quiet floods my memory. My mind goes blank and it lucidly repaints and reshoots the moment when you recklessly abandoned me. Sleep would be a dream. The meaning of rest now isn't what it seems. Cast my thoughts into a pillow and let it catch a spare couple of Z's, but the question stays awake in my head. So the next morning, I feel dread that the answer that I'm looking for is an effort that is dead. And then I feel an alarm in my chest. My heart wakes up being put to the test of staying open despite being broken. Every new day, a new lesson, a token. Then my mind moves fast again. I do my thing and then my day ends. Then it's back to bed, but not back to the rest I dreamt of at 2:06 a.m. Thank you.
Yes, give it up for Sam Park.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Her first time sharing a poem on the Monday night online open mic. Let me unmute Sam right now so that we can hear her. Sam, make sure you also check the chat so you can see what the people were saying. Where can the good people find you online?
Yeah. So I had it written up all quick because I have a couple of different places you can go, and it turns out my handwriting's way too small, but I'll write everything. I run a music, art, and poetry account on Spotify. You can also find me on Instagram where I post more of the art. So yeah, check me out there. I'd love to join again. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes, the people were chanting in the chat that you're one of us and there's no going back. You have to come back next Monday now. So make sure you go check the chat,
Thank
okay,
you.
Sam?
Will
Thank you.
do.
Sam Park. Also, Sam, for next week, make sure that you check your connection. We heard you clearly, but your video was coming in and out. But we heard you clearly, so people got to enjoy you nonetheless. So just want to let you know on that. Sam Park, an awesome addition. I'm glad. Oh, and we have someone else coming up who I'm very excited to hear because this person has been checking us out for like months, I think, and we've yet to hear them share their work, and they've been super supportive, so I'm super excited to hear them, and that is Pips Squawk. Let me unmute Pips Squawk. You should be able to unmute yourself now. There we go. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You hear me all right?
Yeah. Where are you located?
Oh, Pipsqueak's on the lamb. The dog catcher's after him. We can't say.
I got you. Enough said.
Yes.
Enough said. So I'm really excited to hear you. And I know that you have been supporting the community for a while now. So it's great to hear you. So I'm gonna mute myself. Do your thing.
Thank you. He telepathed it to me in a dream. Perhaps the shared pillow. Art my ear against his silken ear, his head on my hair, like tentacles, wires, transmitting thoughts and desires. Somehow, I dreamed the dream that I was he and he was me, and we slept, we dreamed. We ran, adrenaline, the definition in his thighs, muscled shoulders, bounding in passion, exuberance, happiness. The sun shining in the gloss of mahogany red hair, bounding, power, galloping, muscles, adrenaline, testosterone. We leapt, for I was he and he was me, and how I dreamed his dream is a mystery. We leapt, and this time we scurried up a tree and leapt, obtaining super squirrel powers, and jumped onto the telephone wires. And all 85 pounds tearing across the wires, barking and barking, and our tail flailing and flopping, and no squirrel could evade we. He telepathed it to me in a dream. Perhaps the shared pillow, his floppy ears, we, antenna. That night, we shared a dream. One more.
Oh, okay, hold on. Sorry. Let me mute everyone. Wait. No one clapped yet. There was one more. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. I was so excited to clap for that. Unmute yourself one more time. I'm sorry. Oh, that was so good. Okay, go ahead. Get into your second one.
That feeling that comes over me as if I'm dreaming. pirouettes and plies, arabesques on rainy days, hope and happiness, contagious happiness in a contagious pandemic. I want them to see me and know there is a male ballet dancer. An 11-year-old boy spins and springs despite the pouring rain.
Okay, give it up now.
You better return too.
So great.
I said, you're gonna have to sign up every week now. Let me unmute you so we can hear you one more time. You should be able to unmute yourself. So is it Pip Squawks or Pip Squeaks?
Pip squawks because when that leaf blower blows and he starts going squawk, 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 squawk. His name used to be Pip Squeak, but he just squawks.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that I was saying it right. You were fantastic. I love the writing, the imagery, and I think someone put it in here that they love how committed you were to the work. Like, that is so contagious. I love it. So can the people find you anywhere online, or still?
Like I said, the dog catcher, man, we're on the lam. Dog catcher be after us. But I gotta say something. I gotta fish around for a picture. If somebody wants to rescue something across the country or knows something across the country to rescue, I'm gonna put a picture of a dog that was captured in my alley. It was a very traumatic incident that happened this week, and that dog's life is in jeopardy, and I'll post its picture soon.
Please do. Thank you. You've got to sign up again and look at the chat. Take the time to look at the chat. The people going off. They loved it. Pip Squawk. And Pip Squawks, they've been given a lot of love in the audience, so I'm so happy. And we got to hear them on the open mic today. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. You never know, right? You never know when people are going to come on and you hear it for the first time. This is, so excited. All right, I need to relax. Usa. Okay, next coming up is headliner con queso, aka Paul con queso. Let me unmute him. He should be able to unmute himself.
We good.
I'm feeling the shirt. You're popping. You're popping on screen.
Thank you. Chance said he got a hookup. He could get me 1 million floral shirts. So I'm just waiting on that.
Okay. Well, you working
I got about 100,000, but I think 1 mil would be good.
Can never have too much. You rocking it though, man. All right, let me mute myself. Do your thing.
Yeah. So this was, compelled by the prompts which we're always getting from Advocate, which always make it really challenging because I've been producing new shit a lot, but I've hit a block the past 2 weeks. Well, whatever, man. It's helpful to have these and to have this community. So this is called Night Terrorist. It's interesting. I'm interesting, but haven't been able to nap or sleep right throughout quarantine. Impossible to fall into REM until at least 3 a.m. And even when I do, I never fall deep. Upon awaking almost hourly, a sheen of sweat glistens my cheeks like Krispy Kreme or Jason's mask or Ghostface from Scream. Glance at my phone to see it's 3:13, the Bruja hour. And so I pull my sheet over myself like Body in Morgue, an attempt to return to lucid dream, feeling as if I'd escaped a brush with mortality, shaking off shock. More often than not, I assume the pensive energy is from astral traveling and sensating my way through tunnels of pitch and touch. Yet, when I shoot back up, I'm not left with much beyond palm sweat, regret, and coulda-beens, reaching to grab a pen and send these terrors from the ethereal to material, serial visions of dark and depth bubbling from depths. See, recently I have been tapping into what's been repressed, teasing out trauma, and as a result, experiencing far more night terrors than harmless, silly cliche dreams, the type you look down and see. You aren't wearing pants, or your teeth have all been pulled out, or you're falling from sky into a bright red sea just to realize the fall is from your bed and that wet yourself. No, it is far worse than this. It's my lips locked in a tryst with the devil and my worst impulse. It's me entertaining that gravelly voice of dark passenger asking to clasp the hands of his friend Freddie, that flambe-faced fuck ready to steady my stance with hooks in my back, to turn time back and count up all the years, promises folded upon itself like a dying star. 1, 2, they're coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, flip a crucifix. 7, 8, better stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again. Because in these night terrors, all my errors start haunting me and spell certain doom, screaming, while fleeing limbs akimbo, flailing in limbo, with tattered, sweatered vengeance chasing me through a boiler room, every demon, ghost, and skeleton exhumed, all my losses haunting me at once to confront. The child I was afraid to keep and then couldn't save, narcissistic phase I can't erase, extra weight I shed from hiding, depriving, and reaching claw-like hands into larynx to exercise demons of my own device. Marriage, I couldn't salvage the failures I've yet to learn to manage or even own. Times I left home to roam streets and hunt for warm bodies to validate this fragmented state, leaving my mother alone only to die that way. Baggage I ferry that possesses me heavier than any sane waking brain can manage without aneurysm. So these projections, apparitions, past decisions swarm and aim to damage when the night closes in and throws heavy blankets upon my lids. And I'm not fine, I'm alive, but much like the Matrix, in this machine, any bullet which grazes, knife thrust into thigh, truly punctures me. All harm which comes to me imprints itself, both meta and physically, draining spiritually until there's just me. Well, a shell of him, muscle ready to be shucked and sucked clean, pulled into Elm Street, film scene, Hollywood backlot replication of all these dreams, unheard of, like Jason taking a Friday off. Or it's slipping Michael Myers' mind, it's Halloween, see. I always dreamed of actualizing potential, becoming a public something, making my name famous, but this monkey's paw wish made everything glitch, made me infamous, lost compass which points to which version of me is living out dreams, and which is trapped, drowning in a box beneath the stage, unsure if this version of me is the magician or the prestige, the facade or the man who live and die with the same ease as suffocating publicly. That, to me, is what reading poetry, which goes this deep, is closest to see. When the subject matter gets too raw or close to home, I often feel snail, lacking shell, unforgivable curse, shattering protection spell, Patronus of stag, holding the mic, begging you to for once be real, do not invisible cloak, have the stones to confront all splintered bone. If I could confide with y'all, confess to you, what bearing all is really like, cracking open shell, insecurity, pulling them out to be seen, in all their undercooked, premature Voldemort ugliness, and then baking them into a Sweeney Todd pie of shortcomings and turning that nightmare oven in a boiler room up to 450 just to be served to an audience of 40 plus, that slice they devour containing your beating heart, the gristle of each ventricle chewed like a sinew-wrapped fist, wishing it could be thrust back into the figment of the beating cage it escaped, like a runaway slave longing to be placed safely into warm sheets, cool a pillow, shell of sleep, comfort of comforters, not yet sweat-drenched by night terrors. If only this inception of your transgressions, reeling over and over again, was as simple as hitting snooze to disarm the alarm, rather than facing your worst waking reality, stranger than any reverie you could ever dream of. Because when we awaken from our nightmares, we must face the monsters, the faces, hallucinations. We are responsible for seancing and creating, never fully aware if we are the final guy, the one to survive, the only left standing, sweaty and relieved just to breathe, happy ending at the resolution of this film, or the blood-soaked monster, unable to see this liquid which drenches him for what it is, hungering for the hunt of many sequels to come.
Give it up for Paul Conqueso.
Oh my goodness.
Great.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was horrible.
You.
Terrible.
It ain't official unless you get a boo from Chance. Let me unmute Paul right there.
Sorry to go so dark, man. Sorry, but the dreams brought it out of me, man.
Well, I knew like with dreams, you get some real light stuff and some real dark stuff. You know, the community tends to find balance. So, you know, I appreciate what you did. Paul, when can the people find you online?
Y'all can find me at Paul Conqueso on IG and Venmo. Somebody's asking, when can you read that poem? I'll probably post it on IG like tomorrow or something. That's usually the rhythm I go with. But yeah, also, everybody just binge horror movies if you want to have really fucked up dark poems. That's all I've been doing in the past few weeks. Just binging 80s horror movies.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Make sure you put that info in the chat.
Appreciate
that
y'all.
Is headliner Conqueso. Paul Conqueso. Make sure that you check him out. Oh, let me make sure to mute everyone. There we go. All right, cool. So we're near the top of the hour. So let me get this out the way. This is really important. I shouldn't say get it out the way. It's important to mention that we'd like to thank the NEA, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. Thank y'all so much, man, especially with the cafe being closed. These online events are saving me and my sanity. So you can support us too with a tax-deductible donation at nuyorican.org/contribute or via Cash App to Nuyorican Poets Cafe. And of course, our producer for tonight is the man with the best hair in the game, Jason Quinones. So what I want to do is really give a quick writing tip, and it's kind of like based off of what Paul was saying. For those of you who may be interested in making this your profession or even a second job or whatever, it's really important to keep writing, even when you feel that you can't dig it up. It's important because we're in a very competitive business. And one day, if you want to say yes to every opportunity. So you may have someone call you up and say, hey, I need a poem and it needs to be about dreams. And it's like, great, I can do that. Yeah, I need it by tomorrow. I'll give you X amount of money. You want to be able to say yes. So you've always got to keep putting in that work and writing. So I appreciate, Paul, that you struggled with it, but you got through it. Those exercises help you down the line. So with that being said, we are going to move forward with the wild card of the evening, and that is The Withdrawn. Go ahead, you should be able to unmute yourself now, brother.
My man, yo, I was so hard picking a poem for this dream theme, man. I have so many, but I found one. It took me like 2 days.
That's what's up, man. Get into it.
All right. So this one, I wrote over the song Dream Girl, but I'm gonna do it a cappella because I lost the flow within the beat. So Dream Girl, I'm not gonna lie. Whoever you are, whoever you may be, in my head, it's not the way it seems, girl. When I think about you, I picture a question mark. I don't know if you're tall, short, if you have long hair to none, what the color of your skin is. I can't picture nothing that would give this question mark a solid image. It's like I'm trying to look through the window, but God spent extra money just to make sure they were tinted. I can't see anything physically, but Queen, I can feel your whole freaking energy, and God damn, at the rate that I'm growing, just you wait for the day you come across me. I'll keep you up and awake without a sip of no coffee. I personally don't drink it, but if you do, that's cool. I'm not gonna judge that. If you got no titties and your butt is flat, I'm not gonna judge that. I'm more focused on the curve your smile makes and the thickness of that brain with your Jimmy Neutron head ass. I should have paid attention when they were talking about neurons in class, but information is never too late to grasp, and neither is my throat, as I get choked and plant in you the seeds that we patiently await so that I can provide for them what my father never did. But damn, even our 2 to 4 kids got question marks. But one thing I know for a fact they'll have is this massive head in my heart. There's no doubt, as I will have no doubt about you. I can imagine what you like, what you're into, your mindset, perspective, your values. But those are also things I would like you to have. I know when we meet, you may not possess exactly what I envision, and that's okay. I pretty much know what I will and will not settle for. While at the same time, I recognize that there's so much more for me to learn, explore. I refuse to try and create the perfect person when only the creator himself is capable of making this happen. He has already done that for each of us. Dream girl, I am in absolutely no rush for there to be an us, and neither should you be. So just sip slow this drink called life and refill the glass whenever it gets empty, because you will never run out of this liquid that is blessed, beautiful, fulfilling, and healthy. Thank you.
Give it up for the Withdrawn clap.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron head ass.
Kids been reading a book or two.
Withdrawn.
Jimmy Neutron, yeah, that got me too. Like, what? The Withdrawn's always a wild card. You never know what you're going to get with this, dude. I love it, man. Keep us on our toes. Brother, where can the people find you?
Thank you. TheWithdrawn.com and Instagram at TheWithdrawn. Also, this Thursday, don't forget 2.5 of The Weird Theme. I'm dropping that rap, so I'm ready.
Awesome. That's good. I'm not doing nothing Thursday, so I can check it out. Awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is The Withdrawal. Make sure you check him out online. And when he's talking about Thursday, he's talking about our Thursday night online open mic. That is hosted by La Bruja, and that one begins at 9 p.m. Eastern. And the difference between that is, yeah, we do poetry over there, but we also do some singing, we do some comedy, we do hip hop, we do monologues, whatever it is. You got 4 minutes to do whatever you want. That is what La Bruja, who is a brilliant performer. She's a writer, a comedian, a poet, an actress, a model, a dancer. Like, she is all that in a bag of chips. So make sure you check out the Thursday night online open mic. If you want to sign up for that, you would sign up on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. You go to nuyorican.org, click on the full events calendar, and you would click on the Thursday day. And when you go, you get the opportunity to like get a ticket. It's as if you're buying a ticket. You do so for artists, but it's for free, and you have your email there, whatever. That's how you would sign up. Same thing if you want to sign up for the Monday night, except you would do it on Sunday evening at 9 p.m. So what we do is we open up the open mic list about 24 hours before our show, because if people sign up a couple of days before, then plans change. So we're trying to make sure that everyone who signs up can do it, and that's why we do it the night before. So let me move forward. Next coming up is a powerhouse all onto herself. Don't let her sweet voice fool you in the beginning, and that is Ray Jane. Hi, Ray. How are you?
What's up? What's going on?
Have you had a good week? There's something about you, like there's like a radiance coming off of you. Have you had a good week?
Oh, I mean, so far so good. You know.
Okay, awesome. There's something about it. It's popping. It's just like popping through the camera. So you know, when I notice that stuff, I like to say, you are popping like Paul con queso's shirt right now, and I'm loving it. So okay, you ready to get into it?
You know what I'm saying? That's what my biggest hope is, to come over here and pop like Paul con queso's shirt. If I could do that, I've won. You know.
You won, and you're about to win more with your poetry. So, all right, I'm gonna mute myself. Do your thing.
So I kind of flipped it a little bit. So I thought about it in terms of like, if you could call a hotline for your dream dude, and you made a mistake and called the wrong number, and then you ended up with 1-800 falling for fuckboys instead. Okay, and so this is from the perspective of the young gentleman that answers the phone. Cool. All right. Hey girl, you looking real down. Looking like you ain't got no real man around. What a shame. Fine thing like you should have honey for a name. Tell me something, girl. When's the last time he made you feel like you exist? When's the last time he revived you with his kiss? Girl, be fair. I seen that potential for power coming from way over there. I wonder if you might share, might let me drink at your well, let my flesh swell with your tang. Come on, girl, let your bells ring. I can promise you things, undo you for a while, make your knots sing. I swear, I ain't lying. I'm a lion, I'm a king, hoping you at least trying to be even just momentarily a jungle gym. Let me work you out. We going to the circus. Can't guarantee I'll be fair, cause you looking like a meal, senorita. I like that flower in your hair, trust me. I ain't like these other brothers with their ring-lingering looks. Pouring you Baileys, then leaving you spun at the bar, numb honey. Take my hand. Let's run off into sunset. Come on, baby. I'm a sure bet. Love you and take whatever I get. I'm just a lonely bee, and I'm buzzing. Loyal to you, queen. I'll be the man of your dreams, cause I'm everything your real daddy wasn't. I'm an unreal deal and certified, maybe pre-owned or self-glorified for the low discount price of all your time. Even you could be mine. Yeah, girl. I'm talking making plans and prioritizing quality time every damn day. I'ma tell you, you fine. Worship that thing from behind. Arch your back, remind you that you mine. Stroke you so good you forgot about that fine print, huh? What it say? Oh yeah, girl, you missed that page. Well, in a nutshell, I'm going to give you what you want with a side order of hell, waiting patiently for the crashing down when your last defenses they fell. Right when you think I'm different, I'll split then, start ceasing to initiate, showing up late. And some nights I'ma completely fade away, triggering your deepest frights, like the one where I won't come back again, have you waiting at the window, peering out into our distance, hoping the next moment won't be like the last million, looking fast at every man that goes past, hoping it's me, that I returned, that I kept my word, girl. Just for you, since it's a sale, I'll even call you with an excuse, then leave a trail of clues for you and your homegirls too. Something for y'all to do while you peruse my timelines, hoping to find me or some plausible explanation for why with you is not where you see me. Since it's July, you know, sundress season, I'll cut you a deal, make it even more believable and disappear completely. Get real inconceivable. No, really, I'll be gone. No, yes, exactly, like poof. Yup, just like a genie, but no, I'll grant no wishes or my potions wet my kisses. Come now. You're my best customer. You ought to know how to act, but you acting like you trying to nullify this contract. How could you forget? We are not that. But in truth, your confusion is unnegotiable and bad for business. Listen, maybe when you are, you know, actually ready for this, to tussle with the big boys, to ever survive the biz, when you are ready to move much faster. Here's my card. Give a call to your master. Oops. I mean, yo, mister. And please do send my regards to your sister.
Ooh, give it up for Ray J.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ray, how are you so good at this?
I know that dude.
Yeah.
We're genius.
I know that dude.
We know that guy.
We all know that guy.
We know
Yes,
that
we
guy.
do.
Ray J went in. Let me unmute Ray. Ray, where can the people find you? Is there anywhere online that people can find you?
You know, advocate, I wish there was a place, and yeah, I see at the bottom, it says, it's rayjane.com right there. It says it's rayjane.com. You can get to my Instagram, my SoundCloud, my blog. You can look at my face. If you just want to look at my face, you could just look at my face.
Fantastic. Wait a second. What's on your SoundCloud?
Oh, I got all of my recorded poetry. If you like what you hear and you'd like to hear more, there's about 45 tracks on there. So just go crazy.
What? That's like at least 3 albums right there. People could go crazy. Go to itsrayjane.com. Ray, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you.
You know how I feel about you, advocate. You know how I feel. Love y'all. Get it. I'm excited.
That's Ray Jane. She always brings energy. It's rayjane.com. Make sure that you go check her out. 45 recorded poems. Go check her out. That's like one, almost a complete 2 full nights of the Monday night online open mic. Go get you some. So next coming up is Jenna Can Do No Wrong Fleecing. Let me see. Oh, wait. Before we go to Jenna, I forgot. Someone had a nickname for you that I really liked. It was like Lion Lung or Iron Lung. I got to check it. Whoever gave Ray Jane that nickname, put it in the chat again. I want to see it. I'm sorry, I forgot it. It was great. I was like, oh, that's your nickname. Okay. Now we're going, like I said, to Jenna Can Do No Wrong Fleecing. Let me unmute her. That's really not her nickname. I don't want everyone to go around calling her that. She's like, no, that's not my name. Thunderlung. That's what it was. Thunderlung. Thank you, Paul Conqueso. But Jenna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I really like red on you. You too are popping on screen. I'm loving it.
I'm repping my school, St. John's. Go Johnnies.
There you go. Are you guys opening up in the fall, or is everything online?
I'm quarantined right now on campus for 14 days. Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm gonna be done on Friday, so that will be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us. So you ready to get into it?
Exactly. Yes, I'm excited. Okay. So being quarantined has been a little bit difficult. I have 2 poems, by the way. And I guess, you know, being in quarantine has led me to scrolling on Facebook and getting into more arguments with people. So naturally, I have to write poetry about my arguments, and that is this poem. It's also kind of inspired by a Harry Baker poem. It's called Proper Politician. People say I would make a proper politician helping the profound people with their particular political disputes. I wonder, would they care if I was a proper politician helping the Palestinians get their land back? Or is equality anti-Semitic? People ponder the political problems that proper politicians have in their offices. Would it be improper for me to expose their political purposes? Because the profound truth is that the politicians we have in office aren't proper politicians. They're only putting out their political opinions. They're practically political puppets of their particular political parties. Maybe that's why they don't participate in what we may pinpoint as the proper political positions for our proper politicians. Because any proper politician would never take the position of being anti-Palestinians. So, would I make a proper politician? Precisely, I positively would. So that's the first poem, and the second poem is on theme. It's about dreams, but it's called The Donkey. I haven't made my bed today. Maybe that's because I haven't brought myself to the point where I'm ready to wake up. Pinpoint the mistakes I make all the time when I'm awake because my head's found high in the clouds. Because I'm unable to stop dreaming. I wonder if this fairy tale will end with age. What diagnosis would be so severe that I might not even see that? I lay awake in my bed, still asleep, starting to dream of a time where you and me lay close to each other's chests, a time where being with you isn't just me dreaming. You tell me you don't think that's healthy. And I spent so much time trying to write the most hurtful response to you. Because seeing you isn't a carrot I'll let you dangle above my sleeping head again. Because you remind me you don't have to be sleeping to be dreaming. And I wonder why being awake and away from you felt like my own perfectly crafted nightmare. Good night, you tell me.
Give it up for Jenna.
Thank you.
Yes. Every day. Every time.
Yo, you came with fire this week. I love the alliteration to the first one. I love the imagery and wordplay. The second one, Jenna. Is there anywhere online that we can follow you?
Yes. Okay, so I took one out of Paul's book, right? And then, so that's where you guys can follow me on Instagram. And then if you guys want to follow me on Facebook, my Facebook's Jenna Fleeson. So yeah. Yeah, and I feel like I've really been writing a lot since I've been in New York. So I'm writing, and then I'm gonna edit some old stuff, and my poetry account is gonna be popping. So in the next 4 days, y'all are gonna get a lot of content. So don't miss out on that, and give me a follow. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Advocate.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenna. Make sure y'all check out Jenna's poems. That's with a Z at the end, because she gangster like me. That's why there's a Z at the end of Wordz, Advocate of Wordz. We gangster, man. We taking over. So Jenna poems, make sure that you check her out. And I call her Jenna Can Do No Wrong Fleeson because she's just fantastic. She's a young woman who's just fantastic. You can't help but root for her. She got that kind of energy. So next coming up, we are going out to Oakland. We're gonna keep it gangster with Monica Berger. But before Monica, make sure you unmute yourself. But before you get to your poem, you know what you gotta show us. Oh, those are clean. I love it.
Thank you.
Adidas, yellow, white. Oh, those are looking good. And it matches your shirt. You two are popping on screen. We all looking good today. I don't know about you, but y'all looking good today.
No, you are too.
Yeah, I'm okay, man. I'm okay. I'm in y'all shadow. I'm in your shadow, and then my brother Chance is in my shadow. So, just let.
Well, I like the swag way your microphone hangs.
All right, cool. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna let you get into it. Go ahead, Montague.
All right, thank you. So 2 poems. The first one inspired by your prompt, and then the second one, someone said some shit that bugged the shit out of me the other day, and advocate of words came to my mind. I remember what you said about people from Oakland, and then so I wrote a love letter to Oakland. So that's my second poem. So you inspired that as well. So I'm very excited. So thank you. All right. Dreams are my wisdom, where I go to visit the dead, where my past informs my presence. Dreams are my future, where I go cloaked in deep knowing, where I meet my fortune telling. Dreams are my solitude, my escape, my sanity, my break. Dreams tell me where to go. Dreams are my GPS, so I do not have to guess how to navigate. Dreams tell me what next will be, giving me what I need to conquer my destiny. Dreams are where my spirit and soul meet. Dreams are my golden blueprint. Dreams are where my deep consciousness meets my deities who inform me of where to go in my journey. Dreams take away my worries, where Jah tells my brain everything is okay, where I consult with the Most High tells me to watch my front, back, both sides. Dreams show me places before I see them, giving me the heads up in my waking state. Dreams show me the intentions of the people I meet. Dreams show me that I'm only on my right path, telling me other people's craft. Dreams are where my intuition and God reside, where the Holy Spirit and Trinity coincide. Dreams are my reality. All right, love letter to my Oakland. Yes, Oakland is where I'm from, is where my experience and poetry come from, where my street IQ come from, where I learn the truth, where my character comes from, where my street cred come from, where my activism and consciousness come from, where Black people took me under their wings, showed me where real love's from, taught me pure wisdom and style more than I can say for my birth family, where the beat and spoken word come from, where the hood had my back, no questions, no care rungs, unconditional acceptance for this white girl, where I go, Oakland is where my heart is. I have no patience when they paint my city where criminals live. Oakland houses all the power, all the heroes, all the badass is. It's where my soul's refuge is, where all the good music and hip hop is, where ragamuffin, rub-a-dub and the dance hall is, where all my Rastas live, where Jah told me to be, where I can live the truth of who I be, where I get all my jewelry, where I drank my first ting and spicy ginger brew, where I ate my first and last roti, where the option of selling out doesn't exist, where I can coexist with love and peace, where all the free minds are, where the fight for justice never dies and where it's always lived, where equal rights were born, where you will get a fist in your face if you don't come correct. Oakland is where my sanity lives. I vow to always fight for the heartbeat of my oak tree city. It's the land of the free minds and the angry. Oakland is not to be messed with. In the words of Advocate, you can slam our heads against concrete and we will bats back swinging. We're not playing, no room for sweet saccharine. We're 100% action. I will always defend my town. It's where all the character is from. Where I nod my head, I will never trade living here. It's where I'm from and where I rest my head. Yes, Oakland is where I'm from.
Give it up for Monica.
Oh my God.
All right, very good. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna go.
She went in, Monica went in, immortalizing Oakland, and I get to be part of it. In it, I love it, I love it. You should be able to unmute yourself, Monica. Oh, I just muted you. Hold on, sorry. Unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, you reminded who I was when, the other day when someone pissed me off. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
I'm not taking that. So okay. So
no room.
We're still on the low, right? Witness protection program.
Yes.
Still, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Soon come.
Okay. So the only way you can find Monica is here on the Monday night online open mic. Monica,
right.
Thank you for adding to the energy as always. That Oakland energy. We love it over here.
Thank you.
That was Monica Berger. I love it, man. We're having a good night right now. We're having a really good night. And again, it was a tough day for me. And I even called La Bruja and she didn't pick up. I was like, you got to do it for me today. I'm so happy I did it. Y'all are giving me life. I should know better, right? Like I've said that a couple of times. We've had 19 shows. I think this is the third time I've said it's like, I don't have the energy, but y'all give me energy, man. Okay, now we're going to Massachusetts to someone who's been to 18 of the 19 shows, always giving life to us. And usually Christina's in the beginning. I don't know how we got to Christina in the middle. Did you sign up late? Things were busy. What happened, Christina?
Wait. So like, let me tell you what happened. So I went on at 8 and the label said audience only. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be in the audience. And so a bunch of us were actually messaging, trying to figure out like what was going on. So then we all just were like, well, we'll just sign up under the audience and hope that that's the correct thing. And thankfully it was, but I have an alarm because I'm that person. So I can sign up at 8. But the past few weeks, it's been kind of hard to sign up, if I gotta be honest. It hasn't been that clear. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I expressed.
No, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus. It hasn't been easy. But that is why I'm in the middle, because I literally was like paranoid that I was going to do the wrong thing and crash the website. So that's
No, you're not doing nothing wrong. You're not the only one who has said that. I've spoken to the New Yo about clearing it up. So if it wasn't cleared up, I'm going to speak to them again. And of course, I know Jason's watching.
We like words and language, and they have meanings. When you use the wrong ones, it's a problem.
No, I understand. So I'm going to speak with Jason about it after this and see what's going on. Because like I never signed up. But like if there are issues, you got to tell us, because you're not the only one. And especially since you keep coming back, I don't want to lose anyone who may want to come and they're like, forget it, I'm too confused. So we need to hear this. Nonetheless, I do want to hear your poetry now. Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There are times that I feel like I am living in a dream, feet reaching for the floor as though it is miles away. I have to convince myself that I don't need to jump off the edge of the bed to fall into the sky over a rainbow, just to stumble down the path that will take me down the stairs to my kitchen through all of the emotions for the day. There are times that I feel the destructive aftermath of tornadoes that really have no business being in the Northeast. Floating through time, blinking, and the sun has now disguised itself as the moon. I close my eyes and I wish to be in places that I have never been. There is no place like home, but how do you imagine a home when you have always been the child that was dragged around, a wanderer who never had a chance to settle roots, or places that hold too much magic for no reason at all? Like shrinking yourself by eating cake or falling down a rabbit hole, I could reach my arms up and shoot off to the side of a mountain, hiking in the rain drenched with my backpack on, camping with a bottomless bag of marshmallows, but somehow I forgot to pack enough beer and it's about to run out. And in this dream, I'd know how to build a fire without matches, and no, there would be no cards harmed in its making. But instead, I'm getting dreams that are made up of out of order fragments glued together with sticky sweet honey and tea, bundled up under a blanket, trying to relax after a long day. Because the closest thing to escaping right now is by sinking into the corner of the love seat with my legs draped over his, falling asleep over the arm, stumbling up the stairs after too much wine and hope. And here, when I close my eyes and try to turn off my brain from the daydreams, they mesh with my reality. Files I thought that were stored in the darkest corners of a locked filing cabinet hidden in the back of the closet that is my mind. They have now made their way to my desk, begging to be opened, like writing this poem, starting in the middle, hoping to figure out how I can walk backwards without falling to find the beginning, but then leap forward, hoping I can get to the end, sewing it together with letters, hoping that my dreams will make sense to somebody, because they don't always make sense to me. A patchwork quilt stitched together with words of hate and shiny ribbon. It's funny that people buy heavy blankets for pressure and comfort, but I find relief in letting go of dead weight memories that I have been carrying around for a decade and a half. I remember names and addresses and phone numbers that everyone else would forget, but I guess that's why we have cell phones now. But the faces and the numbers are as crystal clear as the other memories that I wish that I could let go of. Flashbacks that show like old-fashioned film frames, seeing images one at a time so that I can analyze every part, as though I need to collect them for a rainy day, put them together for a flip book when there's not enough other entertainment. Relive too much love invested in the wrong places, invested in the wrong people. Disassociate and apologize, stand in the center of my room and breathe deeply because I feel like my body is going to split into two. Watch the conversation unfold. Chaos was wilder than I had anticipated. Ran my own hands through my hair just like the wind does when I am on the mountain. wanted to wake up, but I knew that there was really nothing else that I could wake up from. So light the stress on fire, reset the alarm, lay down with my eyes wide open, humming merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Hey.
Christina. Queen. Yes, queen.
I love that. I love y'all are bringing it today, stepping it up. I love the beginning, the middle, the end. That was fantastic, Christina. And make sure you check the chat. Also, scroll back up after we speak, Christina. Where can the people find you?
On Instagram, my handle is Run, Sweat, Eat, Repeat, and you'll like find like poetry and fitness stuff. It's funny that like Paul said he hit a roadblock because or a writing block, because that's honestly been like the past like month. And honestly, prompts are the only thing like helping move forward. So
awesome. I'm glad that the prompts are helping. Although next week there is no theme. So if you need to hit,
I have a whole bunch of stuff written down just for like when I can't think of things to like write freely. We're good. We're good.
Awesome. Okay. And also one last time, explain to me. So what happened is you went there and the option was also only for audience only.
So
right?
the header said artist RSVP, but then underneath it said audience viewing only. And then under the second header, which was like for audience, it said RSVP like audience, like it said non-artist or something. And so just because like it said like the week before there was like a third option for artists. So I was like, oh, maybe it'll like release magically if I keep refreshing the page. Joke's on me. Never did that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you got on, and I wanted you to say that again so that we know that Jason can hear it when I speak with him. You know,
so, I think it's super helpful having those options there. But I think if it's going to say artist, it needs to say artist. That because it, like I said, it said or audience viewing, and that's I think what threw a lot of us off was if we sign up for this, are we going to actually get to perform, or are we going to be stuck in the audience? So.
All right, cool. I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to speak with him later, like I said. Christina, thank you so much for the info on that, for clearing things up, and of course for the poetry. One more time, let the people know where they can find you.
It's Run, Sweat, Eat, Repeat on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you, Christina.
Yep.
So that means we're going to see Christina next week. She's like, I got a poem. Don't worry about it. Yes, next week there's no theme. Want you guys to run wild however you're feeling. Do your thing. So, also, if you saw earlier, in 2 weeks, the theme is Volta. Now, Volta is usually found in sonnets, and that's the turn. That's the turning point in the story or whatever the author is talking about. So you don't have to write sonnets. It'd be awesome if you wrote a sonnet, like a Petrarchan sonnet or whatever you want. But I just want to hear poems about a turn. There's got to be a big turning point in the poem, but that's in 2 weeks. Next week, we got free reign. Do what you want. Next coming up is Brian Franco. Where is Brian? I saw him here earlier. Is Brian Franco here? Brian, you here? Brian Franco going once? No. Yes, some people just Googled it. Volta. Oh, there is Brian. I see him now. Let me unmute him. You should be able to unmute yourself, Brian. Hey, there you go.
Shalom.
How are you, brother? You good?
It's been a rough week, but I'm trying. You know, what can you say? I didn't. Did they not send out the letters? They usually send out a letter in the afternoon with the list on it, and I didn't get that, so I thought maybe I didn't get on the list. And I was all, ooky about that, but who knows? So
some people got it, but I don't know. Maybe others didn't get it. So, but yeah,
I was confused. So, yeah, I've been pulling a lot of stuff out of the archives lately. So, I'll just run through 3 little pieces. First is called "Why It's Impossible to Hang an Excuse from a Wave." A woman whose tenacity reminds me of Dame Elizabeth Taylor once declared to me, "I'm not where I want to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be." When discussing her various addictions, obsessions, and temptations, she refers to herself as an urge surfer. The tenets of urge surfing. 1, urge surfers don't need surfboards. 2, an urge is a chip that grows too large for its shoulder host. 3, all urges require their host to walk on high wires made of barbed wire. 4, urges are profoundly verbal. Feel free to use me to ride the waves that are the ocean that is your life. 5, urges are needy beggars. Don't throw me away. Keep me. You need me. 6, urges are misguided philosophers. If you say no to me, you are only expressing negativity. How do we respond to an urge? 1, no thank you. 2, I was built by God to balance on my own 2 feet. 3, waves exist in oceans. My life exists on dry land. 4, feel free to surf the sea without me. Of course, I have no doubt without me you will sink. 6, goodbye, good luck, and thank you very much. Afterthought, always be courteous and cordial to your urges. Urges never die, they just slither away into the woodwork of your soul, only to resurface at the most inopportune times. Thank you. Poem number 2 is a little New York story from when I lived in New York in the 90s. It's called Give Us This Day. He was warned the city would eat him alive, chew him up, and spit him out. He savored the city and digested every experience it offered, sweet, bitter, beautiful, ugly. Honking horns and sirens sung him to sleep. The silence outside his childhood bedroom window riddled his visits home with insomnia. He found horizons in the asphalt and shadows that didn't exist in the Gulf of Mexico. He became a glutton for all the cul-de-sac had denied him. He delighted in the bitter in a naively sweet way. He realized it was okay to talk to strangers. He enjoyed the company of the waving homeless man who slept on the bench near the East River jogging path, just past the Randall's Island walking bridge. They never conversed, never shook hands, never exchanged names, yet each served a purpose for the other's existence. They gave each other each day a little piece of daily bread. One waved, the other waved back. The sweet sound of dawn was the theme song to their conversations, a collaboration by 2 long-lost brothers who drank their coffee black. At one time they had breakfast together. They sat at the counter of the Silver Star Diner, downing cups of black coffee and chewing on a city neither could ever spit out. Thank you. Poem number 3 is very silly, so I need to warn you about that. It has a long, convoluted title. Starting now. As published in the Journal of Incoherent Blather, July 2013, the University of Phoenix, a division of Princeton University, a dissertation toward a PhD in bullshitology, the causation of the facilitation of desperation, a no-nonsense sentence that makes no sense. The problem or trouble with indisputable, irrefutable, immutable, and commutable mutations of mutual manipulations of incantations and lamentations of those with fixations of animals in various stages of gestation and impregnation, staging underwatering birth stations for creation of sensation of relaxation and exhibition of inhibition of cessation of automation within limitations of instantaneous subcutaneous preparation for exploration of animation, of magnification, of stagnation, castration, and rationalization of the imagination is the expiration and or irritation of imitation explanations of blatant fabrication. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Brian Franco.
I do have a PhD.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
That was awesome, man. He went in right there. Let's unmute Brian so he can let us know where we can find him online. You should be able to unmute yourself, Brian.
Yeah, I'm just on Facebook under my own name, but yeah, we all need a little silly every now and then, don't we?
Oh, yes, we do. And I appreciate you bringing it. I loved it. Also, I know Paul had quoted it. You had one line in your first poem called Walking on High Wires Made of Barbed Wires. Wait, let me unmute you so you can clarify that one last time for everyone. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, well, I actually wrote that poem. This was when I was going to a depression peer-led depression support meeting. So the woman who said those initial quotes was someone this older woman who had been a hippie and had followed the Grateful Dead around, and she had all these stories that she always told. But so I wrote the poem during the meeting, and during the break of the meeting, I showed it to her, and I said, I don't have to ever show this to anyone else or read it. And she said, don't worry, you might as well written that about Elizabeth Taylor. So that's how the Elizabeth Taylor line came through.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Brian Franco. And once again, Brian proving like this is why you can't get romantically involved with poets. If the relationship goes south, we're going to write about you. We're going to share it with the world on Zoom. So real quick, I want to shout out some people in our audience who I see are not on the open mic. Kate Whitehead, I see you giving the energy to the people. Thank you so much. Of course, Umberto Marttha, he's outside walking around. He's always giving love. I also see a couples night and Mayor. Ooh, we got a couple. I always love the couples night. So thank y'all for showing up. And Annie is in all yellow. Now, Annie, like, I don't know what she does. I feel like she works like in fashion or something. Like she's always got different colors in her video. Like it looks like she puts effort into it. I really love it. And everyone keeps asking about the towel. The air conditioner is broken. I'm sweating over here, but I'm gonna survive for y'all. So I'm not sick. I'm just wiping the sweat off so I don't look horrible as host. Okay, let's move forward. Next coming up, Kai Brackens, another powerhouse who's very familiar to the New Yo online open mic. What's going on, Kai?
Hey, nothing much. We're kind of finishing putting together the apartment, kind of, a little bit. We have a living room and a dining room now, so that's all that matters.
Nice. And is that salmon or pink color? Because I like that color on you
It's
too.
red. It's red. The lighting's just.
Oh, you cut out, Kai.
Yeah, like my lips, my shirt, red.
Okay, you were cutting out there for a second. I heard that it's red, but it's light. So, and Overdose is here too, man. Check out Overdose. Overdose, put your information into the chat. He's got the shop that you need to check out, man. Make sure this dude does so much for the community, and we got to keep his bakery going. But, okay, Kai, you had broken up. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we hear you perfectly.
Okay.
All right, cool. So
we're going to hope for the best. We're going to hope for the best. We have weird Wi-Fi. I'm waiting for the actual stuff I'm paying for to get it all set up. So I have two poems. One's very, very short. It's kind of a prelude to the one I wrote today. This is Spotlight. You might recognize it because I wrote it and read it at like the beginning when I started coming to New Yo. So Spotlight. I've never been possessed before, but I imagine it must be the first time I took the stage. In a small room packed with hearts beating in anticipation, I fumbled from the very beginning before I had even uttered a word. I laughed it off, but I was nervous and my body could not stay still. And then I wasn't on the stage anymore. I was in the first row set of chairs, watching myself become the girl I was supposed to be. I flowed like lyrics as my hands made motions of words I didn't need to read to know them by heart. So that's a snippet from when I first performed ever. And this is called Woke. This is a poem I wrote today for dreams. It has a little bit of song goes with it. I'll be dreaming, hoping baby will be there. And like that's by Vanessa Williams. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, so it's fine. So often I find myself playing with the thought of you. This feeling turning into theory instead of reality, and all these possibilities and plausibilities, trying to wrap my head around you. My heart is already hanging on for dear life. Yeah, you see, the way I grew up, dreaming wasn't a hold of it kind of thing. Was more pastime for the what-ifers like me who dreamed than they slept, walked through their fantasies. The difference being that rather than consistent dragging of feet, we would find ourselves damn near cloud walking on a hallucination made to fill this real-time emptiness. And trust me when I say I was empty till I found you. When we met, I promised that with you, I wanted to take it slow. Wanted to wine and dine you right without scaring you with the fact I want commitment. Wanted this to be a long-term kind of thing. I saw you in the hallways of my high school every day for 3 months. Made eye contact with every sideways glance you gave me, promised I'd make my move in April. Even wrote myself into existence just so I could meet you. And then there we were, stage steady under our feet as I took hold of you, told you that you were the piece I was always missing and didn't even know it. And that was the very first time anyone had ever called me a poet. You see, my now boyfriend, while trying to write a poem about how his dreams feel more like dead ends most days, oftentimes references Robert Frost and how he couldn't bring himself to the less traveled road, and how he settled for one that has footprints still fresh in its sand. And because of you, I've come to understand that this life have never been 2 roads diverging in a yellow wood, but a million paths beckoning me to come to them, trying to convince me they have the key to my watered down version of happiness. And you might not lie on any of them for me. It's because of you that I chose this machete diction as weapon and cut my own path and decided that you were happiness untamed, and I wanted to get a chance to feel that. You see, my love, you are the metaphor I put to my lips like an unlit cigarette and ached when I felt the addiction already seeping in. The fault in our stars has always been that I hate you, most days in the same way that I love you, uncensored and reckless. You make me wonder if there will be a day when someone calls me poet and it will fit perfectly in my chest or underneath my tongue, embedded in my soft palate, so that even when this flow falls past my teeth like rushing waters past jagged stones, it will remain unmoved. Will bless every word with its presence like healing crystal, and you will come pouring out, just as beautiful as the day we met. With the way I feel when I'm with you, I think that day isn't far off. Yeah, as I said, I was never allowed to dream growing up. Dreaming was just my pastime as I slept, walked through this life empty. Because of you, I've started. And when we're together, I don't stutter. I stop hesitating, stop hiding, and hypothesizing about this feeling of wanting you. With your poetry, with you, poetry, I'm dreaming while I'm wide awake, and I'm making it reality.
Woo! Give it up for Kai.
Whoa, whoa.
Volta in that poem.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Thank you all.
Very nice.
Going in. I told you, Kai, heavy hitter here on the open mic. Kai, where can the people find you online?
Max. Anyways, you can find me at Kai_LoudFatMixedPoet. If you look in the corner, you can see that. And then you can also find me on IG at Kylene2001 or on Facebook at Kylene Brackens. So yeah, find me there.
Please put it in the chat as well, Kai. That is Kai Brackens. And for those of you who are relatively new to our online open mic, make sure that you hit up the community, follow them online. As you see, people are connecting and talking about writing, and they're complaining about how we need to fix our system to sign up. So make sure that if you talk about like, oh, I want to build a community, we have one here. This is why we keep asking our poets, like I just asked Kai, to put their information up so you can reach out to them online. So make sure you follow everyone who's putting their info out there, just like Kai did, okay? Please do. So, and as you see, Kai just put it in the Zoom chat. For those of you who may have joined us late, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn and you're watching this, you can join us on Zoom, 279-995-364. 279-995-364. Oh, and I see Diane Ward here too. Hi, Diane. How you doing? Okay, so let me bring up, before we get to our next poet, I'm going to unmute Overdose real quick because everyone's talking about his baby. We need to get it out the way. Unmute yourself, Overdose. Go ahead. Should be able to unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself, Overdose? It's the unmute button. Mute, M-U-T-E. All right. Oh, wait, I got to do it again. All right, there. I did it again. Hit it.
Hello?
There we go. There we go. Listen, man. Listen, man. Your kid is stealing the show here. Okay, I'm trying to do a show here, and your kid is stealing the show.
He just woke up. He loves this poetry stuff, man. Right?
You love the poetry? He's like, keep on going. All right, we'll get off.
All
So
right.
we can do more poetry. But
Real-
there's Magnus. What's up, the New York fan? How's everyone doing?
Real quick, talk about your shop, because I really,
He's like, oh,
I
come get
want
me,
people
come
to
get
know
me.
about the shop. So make sure that you talk about the shop. Where can the people support the shop? Or even, I know you're
Yeah,
making
so I
some
do have a
runs.
shop. It's closed right now. It's trying to get it back on its feet. But I do have a GoFundMe page that I put up, just trying to survive until then, you know. It's been closed 6 months now. Hopefully phase 4 I'll be able to open up, but I do got a lot of catching up to do. So, but I am taking orders. And last week I want to thank everybody who donated and made some orders. I do really appreciate it. And like I said, Wordz, I'm gonna hit you up with some stuff so you and your baby boy could munch on some goodies.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, brother.
No doubt, brother. Thank you so much. I love this poetry life, guys. Continue killing it. It's been a pleasure.
That is Overdose. And like I said, he's done so much for the community. So like, and I've been working for him for a while. Overdose, they're asking for you to put the GoFundMe page up again. So post the link and also post where people can follow you and they can make orders as well. If they're like in New York City or whatever, or wherever you're traveling to, they can make orders as well. That is Overdose from the Bronx. We forgive him for being a Mets fan, all right? He does a lot for the community. I don't know how someone from the Bronx likes the Mets, but you know, he does much for the community. So, okay. Next up is a New York OG. I love this dude. He is out of this world, and that is Paul Skiff. Let me unmute Paul. He should be able to unmute himself now. There we go. There we go. From the New York Online Open Mic to the universe of Paul. How are you, Paul?
I don't know. I'm in a weird place today. Can't really describe it. You know, we're all coping one foot in front of the other. I like what you just did. You know, that's really community to keep the, you know, everybody moving forward. That's important.
Yeah, no, it's true. Today, I was actually one of our audience members, Stephen Sullivan, is doing some work for his school, and he interviewed me today, and I spoke about that. Like, you know, if we're going to talk about building community, then we got to be about it, you know? So I try my best. You know, I love working with y'all and listening to all of y'all, and if we can use this open mic to help people in other aspects of their life, then great. But I'm talking a lot, and we're here to hear poetry. So you ready to get into it, Paul?
Yeah, I got to follow Kai. I'm going to call her out and say, Kai, I'm calling you a poet, and I hope it sticks in your chest, just like you said in your poem. Just going to skip around through this long poem, so it might sound a little disjointed. And it comes from this person telling me I was in their dream. A woman who marked aloofness with the hoe of motherhood. This woman by her sibylline voice licked into my ear the words, "You were in my dream last night," then pushed bone of her elbow down against my ribs like Africa had drifted up against the Chesapeake. Did I paw and scoop the similarity from the dry riverbed of your stratified dream? Stripped of heat under the chill night, your dream where man is an 8-hour bellyache full of piss, vomit, shit, and cum. Do I gun down protesting children in the townships of your dream, distribute charity inefficiently to the hunger in the 400-year drought of your dream, supply weapons to nominal conflict and strife of your dream, direct traffic of human bodies, out spoliation of your dream, become socialized with more advantage and segregations of your dream, where man toils with instruments of compromise as a wageless laborer, as a dream I am, the act of convincing oneself to leave ground out by displeasure, an incident of kindness shaped by your question, the ability to see brought home with a light bulb week of soreness given by the fall forgotten chore within music similarity missing from the face of aggression as a dream. I am immune from happening and discontinuous. Why does not your dream rise ample with oil, iron, and artesian waters still, terra incognita? Why does not your dream's mouth sizzle with malahueta? Rescue the Cape of Good Hope from the bottom of the world by rejoicing the woman of Sandogo, no longer divine song, praise, and insults on the key of Lisbon, Carabar, or Liverpool. Rum, tobacco, and sugar have lost the severity of a triangle, the flow of Bilad as Sudan and its dark large stone that millions of men march around by your lips so easily protected from ridicule. Let them put out a taunt of skip rope wisdom as Orin Mila. Have your voice be the rock ringing unity pounded by Djongu Suru. Carry the moon of blood and chicken feathers safely under the prediction of the Din Logan. Polish your mask to float on Oshun's undertow. Fire your kiln with mean tricks. Cover the memory of man robbing with millet gruel, dried blood and ashes. Have your dream retain rain clouds to nurture abundance in the shadow of a Yonah cross. Spin out the cloth of earth to dispense healing. Dream humanity leaving the hands of depredation, rich with horns, quills, and bird skulls. Shake the circumcision rattle with your dream. A dream of collective fishing moving in curved orbit while throwing spangled cowries, invoking calamity. Woman who weaves the world out of herself to disappear under cloth of somber colors and return to the stool of plenty to there be admired for a very long time. And where dreams transcend total history, time's merciless transformation still echoes this. At the New Exchange, corner of St. Louis and Chartres Streets on Saturday, May 18th, 12 o'clock. One Sarah, a mulatress, age 45, a good cook and accustomed to housework in general, is an excellent and faithful nurse for sick persons and in every respect a first-rate character. Two, Fanny, her daughter, a mulatress, age 16, speaks French and English, is a superior hairdresser, good seamstress, and lady's maid, is smart, intelligent, and first-rate of character. All the above named slaves are acclimated and excellent subjects and will therefore be severally warranted against all vices and maladies prescribed by law. Terms: 1/2 cash and the other half notes at 6 months, drawn and endorsed to the satisfaction of the vendor with special mortgage on the slaves until final payment. Are you convinced it was not Stagger Lee in your dream? Or could the nocturnal provocation be El Shabazz? Your slumber's vision held in mind a liberator setting off your self-respect in a dignified awakened humanity, even as your dream. That means when the revolution prophet was executed, it was in your slumber. Liberation. Dream that conspired the improbability of this, you and my future. No chat, gossip, or bitching snaps or lilts to open the slow self-pour from the eyes, shoreless carbon. See, I cannot shove light off myself there while slipped from the quiet portions of still breath, fact held, generations of men made visible on the front or erased on the back page of the newspaper, empty of name, person shorn by two postures of a lock lined on a single rail of control, where the habit of living clicks unvaried, where wanting of less than life is practiced with as much hopelessness as a plantation, where man is given to the street until criminality happens, generations of men deracinated by quotas of EOE at the corporate plantation, where it is bourgeoified, who was shot in a dance hall, and Marcus Garvey is just a park. Only perhaps the cardboard box where sleeps the homeless teenager of my dreams, so it is sheltered, only could have been I, hand that paints over racist billboards in a dream, so it is clear, a guess, myself, the overtime that fills a shortfall in dream, so it will be paid off, hope fixed, I, the line chant and the protest of a dream, so it may press forward, wished, I, the note slid off reverberant on the steel drum of a dream, so it will still insistently rise, unanticipated, I, the child who came up and survived. For a dream, only this, gladness there was your dream, undescribed to me, unsolved, mirrorless, our separation left in the ignorance that gets small with coming together as we do now, a dream that foresaw two smiles, yours and mine, given from our shared opposition to the brokenness of inherited pasts, still lingering in our hearts, even if you have, perhaps just for today, stopped talking to me.
Give it up for Paul. Unmute yourselves and give it up for Paul.
Bricks. What are you doing?
Genius.
Paul, make sure you take the time to look into the chats. The people will lighten it up. You should be able to unmute yourself right now. Yeah, you should be able to unmute yourself so we can hear you. There we go. Paul.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot. You know, as I say time and again, this is a very curative place for me to come. I don't even know how I'm feeling tonight, but coming here and hanging with all you pretty much clarifies that to a great degree. So really, thank you very much. It's always a great pleasure to be here. Thanks, Advocate and Jason and everybody back there behind the screen making this work. And I do want to say, just echoing what Christina said, just so we can hopefully improve things, that I encountered the same sign-up problem. And I know writing code is not easy to do, and you guys are working very hard on it. So just keep at it. We'll find our way here.
No doubt, no doubt. Thank you, Paul. Where can the people find you online?
I'll just put the website in the chat.
All right, cool. Paul Skiff. That is Paul, man. OG of the New Yo. Hit him up, follow him. He is fantastic. I love having him on, man. I love having him on, the energy he brings. Okay, so he lit the open mic on fire. So I'm going to try to cool it off a little. And we're at the top of the hour. So I want to thank the NEA, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can support us with a tax-deductible donation at nuyorican.org/contribute or via Cash App at Nuyorican Poets Cafe. With that being said, next coming up is Max C. Oh, before we get to Max, I did want to shout out today. I saw someone come in. Scott Pleasance is here. I appreciate you, Scott Pleasance, always bringing energy. I see Midnight dropped in earlier. This dude looks like 20 years my junior, but he's actually older than me. I don't know how he's doing it, man, but looking fantastic as always. And I see someone new here, Lynn Lane. I don't know who Lynn Lane is, but shout out to Lynn. I see that you got your mic on. Trisha De Jesus, I saw you posted in the chat, and Gia posted in the chat. We appreciate y'all giving love to us and, of course, to our performers. So Max looks like he is ready to go. I'm going to unmute Max. Hey, Max, how are you?
I am doing great. I have made a lot of IKEA furniture in the past couple days, and now we're sitting at a table that I built today. I have so many cuts on my hands, but it be like that sometimes.
Nice, congrats.
2 poems, a dream, dreams, and a nightmare. This one is called I'm a Basic Bitch Who Loves Robert Frost. In parentheses, those who can't do, teach. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, is what I wanted to say. I settled for security, a road that would twist no ankles, but every night I dream of that view, What could have been if I fought a little harder, climbed a little farther until my hands turned raw and red with blood. Would it have been worth it? The view at the top breathtaking enough to justify standing on a rock that could come crashing down at any moment? The sight of stars within my reach enough to satisfy? I will never know. Instead, kicking rocks of contentment on the well-paved road I chose, and I will find a different type of beauty and love and happiness here, while a part of my soul will think of a path in the woods somewhere. And then, I am so scared that one day one of us won't come home. Walk through the door to find all warmth gone, packed up and left like a salesman on to the next house. Be it our profession, our love, or just us, I'm scared someone or something will see it like the red flag to their bull and will get gored, impaled and torn apart. I think literally getting gored would hurt less than not coming home to you. Why, knowing all that we know, do we continue to add targets to our backs? Educators? Really? Being a trans man and a mixed woman walking down the street with hands intertwined isn't enough? We armor up with jeans and a nice shirt and just hope that bullets don't ricochet, and we all wonder if we'd be the hero teacher that saves a kid, and I won't say either way, but this shouldn't be something we have to worry about. Still, we're told nothing can be done in the one place this still happens regularly because you can't regulate my gun, and a white boy's entitlement is seen as mental illness, making it justification to turn the walls red, and yet you and I chose to be underpaid, overworked, and constantly in danger. And I realized that I wouldn't want it to be just one of us. That I couldn't handle not being there when shit goes off the rails, spending all day worrying about you. There's enough that could take one of us as is, and now we have to worry about going back to school with COVID, as if the plague of police brutality isn't already threatening to take you away from me, as though I can't already walk into a restroom and be killed for it, as though a kiss on the street can't turn into poison if the wrong person sees. On top of all the things that can kill regular people, I'm not religious, but I beg God you can come home safe to me.
Give it up for Max.
Good. That was so good.
We hear you.
And Max got a hug after doing it. That's what's up. Let me unmute Max. Max, Kai was touched by it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. They like it.
I don't know if I've read that in front of her yet, so whoops.
No, that's good.
I hadn't.
Let Kai run with
Anyways.
it. No, let Kai run with it. Let her run with her feelings like that, you know, because those are good feelings that she knows that she's feeling loved and cared for. Max, where can the people follow you online?
At MaxiBoy_poetry or at MaxiBoy with the I at the end of boy as a 1 everywhere else. Thanks,
Cool.
yo.
Make sure you put it in the chat as well. Thank you, Max. Yo, it feels like everyone is like stepped it up a gear tonight. You know, it seems like everyone is like kind of surpassing the best that they've done. So shout out to Luis Santiago. I saw that he put his camera on. And of course, shout out to Wendy. As always, love seeing Wendy. I don't know if we're gonna get to her. I don't know if we're gonna get to the waiting list, but I want to make sure that I shout her out. I know Sophie K was here. She's on the waiting list too. I don't know if we're gonna get to her, but I want to make sure that we shout her out. And I see Edith, who rocked the mic last week on the open mic, is on the waiting list as well. So try to recognize people who are like, you know, showing love, giving love. So, and my shit Chowdhury, who doesn't have their video camera on but is lighting it up in the chats. I've seen you too. I appreciate it. So also for those of you, you can follow me online at Advocate of Wordz, and that's with a Z, WORDZ. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. So when we take care of the issues that we've been hearing about with the New York, I'm going to post that information up there. Also, I host workshops. And August 22nd, we are back with the erotic open mic. I know many of you have joined us. I'm going to post the information tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern on my Instagram so that you can sign up. August 22nd, the erotic open mic. It's fantastic. I love having it. We're working with Tantalizing Productions. It's run by Monica S. Martinez. She's the queen. She's fantastic. So y'all got to check it out. Okay, enough talking. Let me move forward. Next coming up is Marcellus Neely. Let me unmute this brother. Now, I've seen you on here before, but have you gotten a chance to share yet?
No, the first time I was here was last week, actually. That was the first time I ever found out that this thing was happening, to tell you the truth. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I remember you, but I don't remember if we heard a poem from you. So welcome to the Monday
this will be the first one. Thank you very much.
I'm glad to hear you. Have you here. All right, let me mute myself. Get into it, brother.
All right, because I didn't know there was a theme, so I just made a poem, and then I had another one that I was going to read from memory. But in order to give somebody on a waiting list time, I'm going to cut that and just go to the one without a theme. Okay. And the poem is called "Come See Where I Find Myself," and it goes like this. Come see where I find myself, gasping to breathe, held down by 200 pounds of insanity and fear, harbored over centuries, doled out with impunity, nightsticks bludgeoning in broad daylight, backtalk being my capital offense. See me wheezing in slow motion, see me breathing in slow motion, counting down to the void, counting back to the void. 1 Minnesota, 2 Minnesota, 3 Minnesota, 4 Minnesota. I tried to invoke my mother so I could teleport myself to her, teleport myself to safety, to home-cooked meals, to arms that have the power to cut through the brutality of a Minneapolis winter. Come see me bound and prone, face down in the gravel and dog piss, prostrate and defenseless, dying there before your eyes under the austere snarl of that purposeful act, unable to get back, unable to get back, unable to get back to the light. 1 Minnesota, 2 Minnesota, 3 Minnesota, 4 Minnesota, 8 minutes and 46 seconds, 526 Minnesotas. My soul released, mortal coiled to become breezes, the breezes that fan the shifting tide, the breezes that bind hand to hand, the breezes that countermand the sin of America's denial. See me being washed away by the tears of the world as it weeps a river to carry me across knolls and valleys, through woodlands and deserts, ancient as the mountains, deeper than the silence that sparked the noise of all this discontent. See me in the chorus rising, rising across cities and continents, above the backlash of derision to where the stars wait in woeful anticipation of humanity's return to its own divine state. Through the veil of darkness, I hear you. Through interdimensional gates, I hear you. Between linear and non-linear time, I hear you. In the many tongues, I hear you. Loud above the khakied cries, universal soldiers marching to replace this hate with love. That's my poem. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Marcellus Neely.
Whoa.
Thanks.
Fix this.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I also love, make sure you unmute yourself. I love that Trisha in the chat picked up and she said the word anaphora. Oh, she's playing with my poetry heart. She knows what anaphora means. And you did, Marcellus, you killed it. I love the rhythm. And then even when you went into the you did the math, 526 Minnesotas. That, gave me chills, brother. Where can we find you online?
My online presence is just marcellusneely.com. But honestly, I just got a bunch of photographs that I took, some songs that I wrote, not much poetry, but I guess I'll put some stuff up from now.
You're going to have to, man. Now you're one of us. You're going to have to come back next Monday night. You're going to have to change your life up, change your website up, get that poetry up.
No. Right? I got to get my shakes off too because I got nervous. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good. A lot of people get nervous on stage or online, so it's all good. And you did fantastic.
Thank you very much.
And Ray Jane, who is the queen of voices here in our community, said she loves your voice. So that means a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So make sure that you put your website onto the chat as well. Type it in, please. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Marcellus Neely. Ooh, I love it. I love when we get new people and they bring great energy. I love it. Okay, let's keep it moving. Next coming up is Jeff Cottrell. Is Jeff here? I saw Jeff here earlier. I think he may, there he is. Let me unmute him.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted.
There you go. How are you, Jeff?
I'm good. This is my third open mic of the day in 3 continents. I did Australia at 5 o'clock this morning. I did England this afternoon, and now I'm doing New York. So.
That's what's up. And I love your shirt. Give us a good day, go. I love it, Jaws. I love it. I'm showing my age. Okay,
I like to call it my Gord Downey shirt. That's kind of a Canadian in joke. I don't know if anybody's gonna get it here.
I didn't. But if we have anyone in Canada, they got it. They got it. Maybe. Kate Whitehead got it. I saw her in the chat.
Okay, we got it. Oh, Toronto represent. There we go.
That's what's up, Toronto. That's what's up.
All right.
Okay, let me shut up. Do your thing, brother. Go ahead.
Okay.
Jeff.
So this is the closest I have to a dream poem, and it's kind of dated. It's from 2006 when Roger Ebert was alive. It's called Roger Ebert's Near-Death Experience. Hi, this is Roger Ebert. You might know that I've been in the hospital for cancer surgery, and I want to tell you all about what happened. So the operation's starting, and I'm under the gas, and I'm ready to go to sleep when I'm hearing this loud, uncomfortable ringing noise in the back of my head. And that's no way to start off. If you're going to open up with theme music, at least give it a catchy melody. I'm giving the buzzing noise a thumbs down. Then I see Gene Siskel floating above me, beckoning me to come with him. He's wearing that silly Travolta suit from Saturday Night Fever, and it looks completely wrong on him. Gene, you are always a terrific co-host, but I've got to give you a thumbs down for that. Next time, see the wardrobe lady. After that, I feel myself slip out of my body, and then I'm floating above the surgeons working on me. And it's all too confusing. What's going on? Am I hallucinating this? Where am I supposed to go? Well, that's just poor story construction. If you're going to leave details unexplained, at least maintain a sense of momentum. Thumbs down for that. But then Gene's back, and he's urging me to follow him. And the next thing I know, I'm hurtling down this long, dark tunnel at incredible speed. I hated this tunnel. Hated this tunnel. Hated it. Hated every intelligence insulting moment of it. It was too dark, full of creepy, lingering spirits with no relevance whatsoever, and the trip through it was too fast for me. I couldn't keep up. Thumbs down, way down for the tunnel. So I finally emerged from there, and in front of me there's this huge, brilliant ball of light. And when I get closer, I suddenly start feeling this incredible, unearthly love and understanding. I sense a strong, divine personality in this light and realize that this is the center of all life, energy, and knowledge in the universe. And I'm not buying it. First, they set me up with blatant confusion and a bumpy tunnel ride, and then they try to tie it up out of nowhere with this all-knowing, all-seeing being of light who explains everything, smells of Deus Ex Machina to me. And they can't even do better than just light. What a lack of imagination. It all seems too contrived, and I've got no choice but to give the being of light a thumbs down. Well, the being and I start having this hugging session, and then he says, "It is not yet your time to die." Just like that. Even James Cameron can write more subtle dialogue. Thumbs down, being. But then he says, "What have you done with your life to show me?" And before I can answer, I see my entire life play out in front of me. And what a show it is. It's extraordinary. It's as if I'm right there as an outsider watching myself in 3 dimensions, maybe more. Not a single detail is left out, and it all seems to go by in less than a second. Even Errol Morris couldn't have documented it better. Janusz Kaminski's cinematography pales next to the clarity and vividness of those images. Of course it helps when you have material as good as my life, but this was a depiction that truly did justice to it. So I'm going to give the life review a thumbs up. My only quibble is having to sit through Battlefield Earth again. And Deuce Bigelow. Then I'm back with the being of light, and he says, "Always remember that the most important thing in life is love." Now, after a bona fide masterpiece like that life review, you shouldn't follow it up with such a cliched platitude. That smacks of a cop-out. Thumbs down again, being. Sorry. Then he adds, "Now go back and complete your mission on Earth." And without further ado, I'm back on the hospital operating table after the surgery, waking up from the anesthesia. And that's it. How's that for anticlimactic? No resolution, no revelations, far too many loose ends still undone. I'm left with a vague message about some kind of mission, but no idea what it is. Well, that was the worst ending since the life of David Gale. They may as well have tacked on, "He woke up and it all had been a dream." I'm giving that ending a thumbs down. Overall, my near-death experience was a profound disappointment. There was a lot of potential, but they were either too lazy or too uninspired to make it more interesting and coherent. I'll give it 2.5 stars, mainly because I admire the life review so much, but the rest of it failed even to improve on the sight of a blank screen for the same amount of time. I'd recommend one of those Dante-esque descents into hell as an alternative, or better yet, try Heaven Can Wait, Ernst Lubitsch's delightful 1943 romantic comedy about a man's afterlife regrets. Not to be confused with the Warren Beatty vehicle, although that's a winner too. That was Roger Ebert's near-death experience.
Give it up for Jeff.
Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome.
You got to hear
Oh
my
my
atrocious
God.
Chicago accent too.
But it was beautiful.
Awesome.
Jeff always comes in, man. He is a performer in all sense of it. Jeff, where can the people find you online?
They can find me at jeffcottrell.com and Facebook and Twitter, and I have some short fiction published on wattpad.com and blakejonesreview.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Make sure you also put it in the chat so people can copy and paste it. Love it. I love the energy that we bring in. Also, we have heard a lot of great poems today. So if you want to check it out again and you want to relive this night, you can go onto our Facebook page, look up Nuyorican Poets Cafe if you already haven't liked it. And we have all the recorded open mics that we have been doing for like the past 4 or 5 months, including tonight. Once we're done with this, you can watch it again in case you feel like you missed something, or if you just want to come back and find out where you could find this person again. They repeat it at the end, whatever it is, or if you want to see how you did and check your video out. So make sure you check out the Nuyorican Poets Cafe page on Facebook. Next, coming up to the open mic is the daddy to be in Queens, Rich Glennon. Oh, and shout out to Mariela Cabrera. I see her check in. She is a real person, so I had to check her in. I unmuted you, Rich. Oh, whoop, sorry, I hit the button again. Let me unmute you one more time. So there we go.
There we go.
Rich, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Now you said your baby's due in October, right?
October 24th.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Cool. Scorpio. Got it. All right,
Yep.
man. You ready to rock out?
I am. Go
ahead.
All right. Oh, let me time myself. I don't want to go over. I'm gonna read just my short poems again. And I'm on theme. I'm gonna do a bunch of dream stuff here. Okay. So the first one is called Couch Talk. Holding a double stuffed Oreo to the light, as if to check its authenticity, my mother notes how unsymmetrical it's stacked, reminding me of a dream I had from the night before about the Tower of Pisa. Okay, so that's the first one. Ran a while ago. The second one is called Ho Hum. The bed is too vast when you're gone. I banish myself to the couch to dream alongside the sofa back. She's soft and quiet, a still sleeper. My rotisserie rumbles yields no grumbles. Pleasantly rotund amid blaring TV and blanket hogging. Without elbows capable of clipping my eye socket under the moon's rain. Even now, she supports me while I write and wants no part of my bacon. But between her cushions lurks only wintry wall. Bring home your fleshy frame. For you, I hum heat. Right? Minute 30. All right, this is called Hunting Ink. Nothing is here. Waiting out the clock. Waiting and probing for rhyme to prop the next line. And then it's there, like a dream, the blood of something behind the screen. Okay. This one here is called Summer School. I tell the child that an air conditioner is just a big clunky ice cube that takes hot outside air and makes it cold inside air. He nods sagely, agrees with a frown. The math checks out. Just as the final drop of blood drips from my head to my belly to digest all those M&Ms. He asks, why does the air conditioner hum so much? Because he can't remember the lyrics, the answer seeps out, like a dying man's last words, as I retreat to a land without questions and dream about all he will teach his mother. This one is, I wrote this the other day, it's called Sample Size. I dreamt a tall man was messing with me in the perfume section of Macy's, but I wasn't afraid. I got mad and in his face and said, you wouldn't be so tough if you were this tall, indicating where my height ended at the top of my head. Then I walked off, and either the tall man or someone he was with said, what? But I didn't dare turn around. That's it. That's all I got.
Unmute yourself
Trap.
and give it up
I got
for
caught.
Rich
What you just
Daddy
said
to
there.
be
Listen to the next
Glennon.
one, and the next one, and the next one.
Coño.
Rich Glennon, Rich Daddy to be Glennon. Let me unmute him. You should be able to unmute yourself, Rich. There you go. There you go. Rich, where can the people follow you online? And by the way, Paul Conqueso said you're one of the best follows that he's got, that your poetry on there is digestible. He loves it. So he's hyping you up. So where can we find this hype, Rich?
Oh, thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. And thank you, Advocate, for hosting. I appreciate you. And everyone for listening. I appreciate all the words. It's Rich Glenn at Tumblr and Instagram. I'll put it in the chat room.
Awesome. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it. That is Rich Glennon representing Queens. Next coming up is someone who has not been on the Monday night open mic, and I hope I say his last name right, and that is Matthew Weintraub. I unmuted you. Did I say it right?
Close enough. I have a lot of gratitude for this community. I've observed from afar via Facebook Live many times. And, I'm about to go into my 7th year of teaching in New York City public schools. And I want to start getting my students to perform more. And I would be an asshole if I did not perform myself. So I don't have a lot of experience with this, but I feel, like I said, a lot of gratitude that all of you are, here and so supportive and inclusive. So I'm excited to hopefully start participating in this on a more regular basis.
Awesome. And I'm glad that if you're going to put your students' feet to the fire, you jump in first. That's what's up. So go ahead, Matthew, jump into it.
Yeah, so this poem's called Locomotive. We've been stuck in a quarantine for a very long time. And I actually find myself missing the subway at times. So it's a little bit inspired for that. And also, about how maybe I can live in the future. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Sound advice to seize, to be free of the need to speed through your life. Easy to say, hard to swallow, but that doesn't make the mantra hollow. As I jam my arm in the door to make my train, clearly it's a maxim hard to follow. Sorry only to give. I can't choose how to live. There's loco in this motive. The thing about trains is that they're like our brains. Hard to stop, hard to tame. They're smart, and once they start, they chug. They lug more and more cars as you get farther, far down the track, no slack, just momentum, preventing us from turning back. Stuck in line land, I'm a blind man, a blind conductor punching tickets to nowhere, for no fare, but just because I don't change doesn't mean I don't care. But thoughts and prayers aren't fair or enough, so please stare at my shame until I tame my brain or get off this train. So please, can you inspect for me how to change my trajectory? Please, I need help. We can't slow, there's too much in tow, but we can change direction. Pull the lever, better late than never, to sever the cars that are holding you back from jumping tracks, that weigh you down, that make you frown, that feel hellbound. Just go. There's nothing to forgive. You choose how to live. There's no loco in this motive. Also know, every valley is a chance to grow. Embrace the fall. Race to a crawl, because sometimes to stall, to do nothing at all, helps us to install upgrades to rusting nails and rusting rails bruises that abuse the track due to any cargo that we might lack. There's nothing to forgive. You choose how to live. There's no loco in this motive. We add more cars on par with time that store the baggage of old paradigms and habits that are the freight and weight of past experience. The mass of my being, fueled by my trauma and dreams, trickling back in streaming stacks of steam. And though it seems that who is me is decreed by my track, since there's no going back, but there's still a forward. So don't be deterred as you can transfer. When your train grows, there's nothing to forgive. You choose how to live. There's no loco in this motive. And that's
Yes. Wow.
Give it up for Matthew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Matthew, make sure that you also check the chat and scroll up. A lot of people were commenting, and of course, they appreciate the teachers. And I saw Lynn Lane said he taught at Evander. That's in the hood. If I'm thinking about the same school as he's thinking about, that's in the hood, man. So, okay, Matthew, where can the people follow you online?
I post a lot of my poems on Instagram. It's at matt.eeee. My friends call me Matty, so little nickname there.
Awesome. Matt, now it's Matt with 2 T's?
Yeah.
MATT.EEE. 3 E's?
4.
4 E's. Awesome. Make sure you put it in the chat as well. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you very much. And I like your wall. I've always liked brick walls. They look awesome, man. Like that background right there.
Thank you.
That was Matt making his debut with us. So we have our last poet. Once again, thank you to Jason, our producer for tonight, the man with the greatest hair. And because we're probably going to go just a couple of minutes over, but we want to make sure we get everyone in. And that is Tulika. Let me unmute her. She made her debut with us last week and was fantastic. I'm so happy she's back. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You had some internet trouble, you said.
Yes, that's why I got so late. I kept trying in different places of the house to see if I could get through.
Well, I'm glad you got through, so you're gonna be able to rock out. You ready to go?
I am.
Go ahead.
I was going to share a pandemic poem, but I'm going to do that last. Or maybe I should do that first and then go to love. And I think your theme was dreams, right? And I've been dreaming about exactly what I'm going to share. Trigger overdoses. I know we are in the thick of a worldwide pandemic. The mind is not sure how much news is enough or important, which sources are legit and which are to purge. One cannot shut down further in an already socially isolated world, and when one cannot get drowned either. No matter how much I try, the grief of numbers of those suffering, the ones dying, takes over like a thick fog looming and occupying space where I float in oblivion, hurt, guilt. Knowing it is far from halfway through, what is my responsibility and my response toward my planet, my people? How can I create value through the trenches of this as we get deeper sunk in? The words like hospital regurgitates like the screeching, howling, deafening, and shaking sounds of sirens. Fear takes over as I shudder underneath my skin and try to be enough for me, at least for now, for I know I don't want to add to the pain in my little world. Virus of a minuscule and we don't know how it works, a mind of its own, all the complications, interactions we've got to learn, how many we will grip it to make it go away, how much does it ask for our humanity's sake? I'm unable to wish people happy birthday these days. What's happy about anything? I just cannot. I know I'm being so stuck up. I'm lying when I say the word happy. I feel I suck at pretending, and the reality is what I want to hide. Silently we march in the battlefield, a war zone unknown with shield and mask and all, fully armored, we hope, but we still don't know if we are safe. The uncertainty of this time, just some days it feels as if I wouldn't be so hopeless, helpless and whining. I wish I could think better, be more, spread love. Will love be a cure for anything? Will love be allowed to survive? Will love work its magic? Will love save this world? I cry because it helps, not because I'm helpless. A human merely sat in a crowd, yet all alone, hollow, searching for some place and peace, just dying to go home. Thank you. And I'll leave you all with a love poem. How tender could our love be? I speak in metaphors where I'll hide kisses for you to hunt. You'll go stir crazy looking for them while I tickle the tiny parts of your memory to know you better. We will cruise and sail through the tides and what they must command. The moon bites and drops will be devoured as you lusciously strike at midnight hours, stirring some more raw passion. My heart beats nestled with yours, searching to meet the half to make a full complete beat. Then to go on slow-mo, writing poetry on your skin has become my thing. Anywhere you flutter, I find my butterflies. When we collide under the crashing waves, we find afloat amidst the stormy seas. You slow down to make it more a tease, if you may please, and honey drops from your lips as I savor it. You're in a trance and my frenzy is on wheels, love on steroids on the top of the mountain after the rolling hills and the breeze. Thank you. Beautiful.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Tulika.
Oh,
You better come back.
Right.
Butterfly.
They're saying you gotta come back. This is her second time with us. Let me unmute Tulika again so she can speak. Go ahead, you should be able to unmute yourself.
Thank you so much. The last time I came here last week, I sent the video to my mom and she said, why did you pause unnecessarily 2 times? And I said, Mom, there was a phone call coming and she kept calling me from another friend of mine. And she said, no, this is a good place for you. I see some happy faces, because I sent her a video of this whole live stream. And she said, you have to make it again. And I think I found my place.
I think so too. That's what's up, Tulika, Mom Tulika coming through for the win. Where can the people follow you online?
Anyone can be my friend. I share openly on Facebook. Find me on Facebook under my name, Tulika Dugar. And I love making poetry friends. And this has just been, each one of you have been so inspiring. And I just love coming here. And I'm going to be a everyday person.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tulika. She added energy last week. She added energy today. Make sure you put your info in the chat as well. So I'm sorry to Edith Blackbird. I know she left. Sophie K, who's here, Janine Harrison, and Miriam Hanif, who are on our waiting list. We couldn't get to today because we got to wrap it up, but I appreciate you coming through. And also make sure you follow me online at Advocate of Wordz so that when we update and get everything together, I will make sure I post online so we can clear some things up about when to sign up and how to sign up. Also, let me see if there was anyone in here who I didn't get to shout out, because I did see that a bunch of people in the chat, like my homie Ron Mark Thompson, shout out to him. Dangy Omen X, I see them being active. Luciana, I appreciate you being here. Marilyn Ray, I appreciate you being here. Stephen Sullivan, and I think that I have mentioned everyone. So make sure you follow me, like I said, because I do other open mics and workshops. And our next open mic is Thursday. That is with La Bruja. So you can check out La Bruja at La Bruja NYC on Instagram and Twitter. And that's when our next open mic is. Next Monday we have, of course, we're going to come back for our 20th open mic, which is awesome. And there is no theme. So, and shout out also to Wendy, who's on the waiting list. We couldn't get to her. Next week, there is no theme. Okay, so go free, do write and share whatever you want. So, as I like to close out the night, as always, good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting us into your homes. I have been the lucky host of the evening advocate of Wordz. This has been the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, and we have had a great night. So like I said last week, do not ruin your night. Do not go look up any news conferences with Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Don't do it. We've had a great night. Enjoy this night. You can do all of that tomorrow. All right, Jason, we're done. Take us home. Peace.